Sierra Nevada Torpedo X.
Tongue-tied midnight. You can say all that you want, but you and I were meant for this. You know, sometimes we hide behind this illusion that we're done. Oh, please see that you're wrong in this. I don't fall in love cause I'm here tonight. I don't wanna say it but it just feels right. I took a pill just to pass the time. I wanna stay at the back of your mind. Wasting it all for him, don't get me wrong, but I'm done with these games. But I'll hold on to faith. You and I are stuck on this. I can't seem to let it go. It's not too late to show little faith this time. You can't love. We should've never let this go. No, we were the catch on the summer nights. Kids in the street that got it right. Every time I felt to let go. Every time I felt to let go. Wasting it all for him, don't get me wrong, but I'm done with these games. But I'll hold on to faith. You and I are stuck on this. I can't seem to let it go. It's not too late to show little faith this time. You can knock me down, but I'll find a way. She said you don't know. She said you don't know. If this is what you want, if you wanna go, I'll have to go and let it breathe. But I'll be waiting here, you see. I don't know if everything will be alright. Sometimes you gotta let go. Guess I gotta let you go. You can knock me down, but I'll find a way. She said you don't know. She said you don't know. Eyes wide, tongue-tied midnight. You can say all that you want, but you and I were meant for this. You know, sometimes we hide behind this illusion that we're done. Oh, please see that you're wrong in this. I don't fall in love cause I'm here tonight. I don't wanna say it but it just feels right. I took a pill just to pass the time. I wanna stay at the back of your mind. Wasting it all for him, don't get me wrong, but I'm done with these games. But I'll hold on to faith. You and I are stuck on this. I can't seem to let it go. It's not too late to show little faith this time. say that you can't love. We should've never let this go. No, we were the catch on the summer nights. Kids in the street that got it right. Every time I felt to let go. Every time I felt to let go. We've seen it over. Don't get me wrong, but I'm done with these games. But I'll hold on to faith. You and I are stuck on this. I can't seem to let it go. It's not too late. Just tell me no faith this time. You can knock me down, but I'll find a way. She said you don't know. She said you don't know. If this is what you want, if you wanna go, I'll have to go and let it breathe. But I'll be waiting here, you see.
Yeah,
Alright.
sure.
You guys want to
What?
play in person? I mean, that's possible.
It's just kind of like a 1-year anniversary,
Well,
you
We
know?
don't
a
even live
1
in
year.
the country.
That is.
I will
that is a good
personally
thing.
buy you a plane ticket.
This is how
don't
I
care.
I
pick
don't know why
my.
you think I would want to go to the US ever.
Okay, good point. We could
You know
all
what?
go
I
to
would-
Dominique.
Honestly, I'd go to Canada. Sure, why not?
I've
I
been to
do
Canada.
like
It's
Montreal. It's pretty cool. Notre Dame, by the way, is beautiful. If you haven't been there, you should go.
Wait,
I mean,
where?
the Notre Dame in Montreal, not the Notre Dame
Okay,
in Paris.
yeah, I was like, the Notre Dame in Paris is burnt down, so
Yeah, not that one. The one in
Canada.
Montreal,
Bring
because
the
the one in
faith.
Montreal has like all the standard Catholic you would expect in the front, and then like after you go into the back, it gets all modern art, and it's sick.
It has a fever?
What?
Sorry, I'm from the 80s. Sick means good.
I know, I was missing.
Oh man,
I just
rough.
really wanted to throw someone through
that's
a
rough.
loop.
Rough.
Nice.
I was confused for sure.
I have no regrets.
Anyways, if you all come to Montreal, then I'm taking you to the museum and I'm showing you my crush. The painting.
Also, but if I'm going to Montreal again, I will also need to go to the Tour Olympique and the Biodome because that is also
Oh my gosh,
tight.
Biodome is the best place to be, okay? I live
It's
there.
so good because they just let the birds fly everywhere.
Just like
I've never
everything.
been to
They have
Montreal.
ants walking around, just like
I've
doing
been to
their thing.
Toronto.
I've also been to Toronto.
I remember how scared my mom's afraid of heights, and so when we went up in the tower, everyone was like trying to help my mom and very calmly but very angrily telling people to screw off so she could do it herself. It was the funniest thing. I mean, I don't think okay, so it wasn't funny that my mom was scared, but it was funny the way she was kindly, angrily telling people to go away.
I think it's kind of funny when my mom's scared.
Yeah.
Not like in a
can't-
mean way, just in a my mom's kind of cute when she's scared.
It's
See me
impossible
in
to
the
scare my mom.
elevator in New York when I went to like the super tall building that my dad wanted to go. It had like literally it's a fake window, like it's just like screens to pretend like you're seeing outside, and I was terrified.
It wasn't
Took my
a real
son
window.
to. Sorry, go ahead.
It wasn't a real window. It was just like a monitor or something that showed you
So
outside,
they're like
or
screens, and they have like they're showing kind of like construction of the city around through the time. It's like
oh.
a video, as if you were going up, and I was still scared. Literal cartoon.
Took Paris, my son, to Manhattan for Halloween like 2 years ago. He was like 4 years old, and we were trying so hard for him to be impressed by like the buildings around him and all that, and he just could not care less. And then like 6 months later, I was taking him to the Boston Aquarium, and he was like, "Is this the big city? Look how big the buildings are!" And I was like, "Dude, I just showed." Oh, no, these are not. This is not the big city. This is small city, and you were just in the giant city.
Itty bitty city committee.
Everything's a big city when you're from Quebec.
Everything's a big city when you move from a 3 square mile island overseas. I feel that personal level.
I live in a pretty big city myself. I think, you know, would you guys
Yes,
rather live in a
same.
city or would you guys live in like the suburbs or the rural areas? Like, what would
Rural.
all of
Take
you
me to
guys
the
prefer?
I forget,
I
Cal, where do you live?
cannot stand being surrounded by houses upon houses upon houses. Okay, when I hang out with my friends, we hang out nowhere.
Take me to the mountaintops.
I live in Philadelphia, PA, home of the Liberty Bell.
So you're the one that's taking so long. No, just kidding.
No, yeah, we are.
Yeah.
Pennsylvania has always been a swing state.
Yeah.
So
We just finished. So Michigan and Wisconsin are done. Now we're just waiting on Nevada.
if Nevada
Oops,
passes through, I
sorry.
think that's it. I think it's over.
Yeah, it will be. It'll be a perfect 270.
So
I'm sure we will though. Like,
At this point, I have no assumptions.
oh right,
or
yeah,
guesses.
Jensen, you're from Nevada.
yeah,
Oh
when you're
shit,
talking about
it's
when
like
you're talking
Hey,
about
my parents
cities,
live in Nevada.
yeah, when you're talking about cities, I was like, oh yeah, I live in a city, like a pretty big city. I live in Vegas, so.
ooh.
That's where my parents live.
Well, to be honest, there's just if you say I live in Nevada, there's really like Reno or
Oh, yeah,
Vegas.
it's
like
like
two places.
Southern Nevada is literally just Vegas, and then like the whole like northern Nevada is like desert, like woodsy area.
Yeah.
Vegas would also
So-
be desert if we hadn't invested an insane amount of money into making it not desert.
I can't really hear you. That was
Yeah.
you were kind of cut off in the beginning.
Oh, sorry, no.
choppy.
That's weird. But no, I was just saying that the only reason Vegas isn't desert is because we spent a whole lot of money making Vegas not be a desert.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Honestly, though, but 3 months out of the year, it's just over 100, and I die and I cry.
I lived in Arizona for a while, and
Oh no.
I went to. Here's a way to date myself. I went to Warped Tour in 2005
Oh my
In-
gosh, yes.
in Phoenix, and it was 117 degrees, and the line to the med tent was immeasurable. It was just 16-year-olds who didn't bring any water because this was in the era before festivals were required to provide water for festival goers. And it was just 16-year-olds passed out as far as the eye could see in Phoenix. God, why did anyone think that was a good idea?
Oh my gosh, that's
Not,
so.
I mean, Burning Man actually, I don't think is required, right, to have water? Because I think one of the stipulations of requirements of Burning Man is like you have to you have to have a source of water.
Mm.
I don't know if that's true or not, but I think last time I checked to go buy tickets, and by the way, Burning Man is incredibly expensive. I had no idea it was that so fucking expensive.
It's now trash as far as I'm concerned. Like, it's just like watch rich people spend money to have a good time, which defeats the whole point of what Burning Man was when it was founded. I think
Yeah,
it's a disgrace, but whatever.
I think it changed, and I don't think it cost like $3,000 for a ticket. Like 5-10 years ago. So I think
did
that's
not.
I'm pretty sure they sold out a little while ago. But I always wanted to go, and well, I don't think I will be anytime soon. Damn, man, takes Kendo a hot minute to restart his computer. The hell's going on? But anyways, yeah, back to the question. I didn't hear everybody's answer real quick. So was it city or like rural or a suburb? Like what was everybody's answer? Like what would you rather live?
Oh, city.
City? Oh, hands down.
So like, oh yeah, it's real easy. Like I lived in rural New Hampshire for a couple years, specifically because it was good for raising a child. I think it's good for kids to have backyards. But like now I'm back in a very small city, like I don't know, what is it, 60, 70,000 or something or whatever. But still within a half-hour drive from Boston. And I love everything about it. I love food. I love easy access to like stuff I want to do. I hate being rural. Like I cannot take being in the middle of nowhere. Mostly for food, to be perfectly honest.
That's true. You can't beat cities when it comes to food, especially the large ones. What about the rest of you guys? What about you, Jensen? What would you pick? City, suburb, rural?
I think I grew up as a suburb boy, so I'm okay with suburb, but I'm also city because I grew up like a city boy and stuff like that.
I don't know
So
if you can consider the suburbs of Las Vegas like suburby. I've been there. My friend lives there, and like I went to visit
Yeah, it's
him, and
impossible.
it was like I saw like random people just drinking 40s at like a suburban bus
oh,
stop.
100%. It's
I was
it's
like,
parents
dude.
live in like
Summerlin.
yeah, that's where my parents live. So like
Yeah.
I've been there, and you can still see all the lights and all this stuff, and you're like, they are trying to make it look like it's suburban, but it's really just Las Vegas.
Kendo.
Yeah. So I guess
I forgot how easy it is to be queer
That's
closer to cities. Like, I mean, I'm in the gayest state of Massachusetts, and I claim that specifically because we were the first to legalize gay marriage.
Wow.
But like,
Must be nice.
yeah, it's pretty good.
Well,
but
we
like,
have
I
we
also
have an area in Philadelphia called the Gayborhood. So I mean, literally on Google Maps, it's called the
yeah. So you've
Gayborhood.
put your gay people into a ghetto.
It's not a ghetto. That's the craziest thing. It's the nicest area in
I'm
Philadelphia.
just giving you shit. I'm just giving you shit. Like,
It's super
but
clean.
but like it's really nice to live near cities for like expressions of diversity. Like
Yeah.
it is easy for me to be like a 35-year-old married by white dude because of where I live. That would be a lot less true, for example, when I lived in rural New Hampshire, where it was not as easy. So like another vote for city on that front for sure.
Yeah.
What about you, Chelsea?
Me?
Yeah.
So
City.
I grew up 30 minutes outside of Boulder up until 5th grade. So that was suburbs / city because I was easily in Boulder all the time. And then I moved to Washington State on the plains in the Tri-Cities for 2 years, which, let me tell you, if you don't know what Washington, plains, desert, Tri-Cities looks like, basically think of like the bleakest landscape possible while being really hilly, and then ghettos, and then kind of nice neighborhoods, but ghetto. So that was that. And then moved overseas. Grew up in basically a rural place for the rest of that time. Moved back 30 minutes outside of Boulder. And now all I want to do is say screw you to civilization and go live up in the mountains with say. So I would rather live in the mountains and not talk to anybody as long as I got good internet and, you know, I can go about an hour to an hour and a half to go get my groceries. We're good.
Damn.
Yeah,
You're gonna drive
having
an hour
good
and a half to
internet
get.
is antithetical to living in the mountains.
Unless
is
you
the
have
problem
money,
there.
Corey.
False.
If you
I
have
lived
money,
overseas. That was worse.
you can have good internet anywhere you want.
Uh-huh.
I think it
Plus,
just
I want
costs
a
a lot.
ranch. Nope.
You have
Yeah,
to
so that's
pay
me.
the cable company to dig up dig up the ground and add fiber wire cable all the way to your house in the mountains. I mean, I think there's like neighborhoods in the mountains where rich people live where they would have probably added services like that. Maybe.
Red
I don't know.
feather.
What
So
about?
I hate to be a Debbie Downer, but I have had like 4 hours of sleep in the last 48 hours. So we might want to get this train a rolling.
Yeah, sure. Let me just ask Damie and Kendo. What do you guys want? I mean, where would you guys rather live? City, suburb, or rural? I'm just curious on like your personalities.
Well, as a queer black man, I'm definitely going to have to say a city.
What?
I feel like the answer for that is pretty self-explanatory. Yeah, I really like cities. Not that I don't like rural areas. As I'm a big fan of, I'm a big fan of living in the middle of nowhere. Um, but as far as my own safety and security goes, I would prefer a city.
Okay. All right. Good answer. Good answer. Logical. What about you, Damie?
Mm, I lived in the suburbs my whole life, and it's like, I hope no one I know sees this, but like, it's the worst place to live ever. Okay, it's like you wanna find the misogynist, racist, anti-Semitist, Islamophobic, homophobic, transphobic, classist people. You've got them
Can
here.
support.
Like they're all here. They're all like not good. Okay, like the women are misogynist, the poor are classist. It's like, how can you be against your own self? It makes no sense. And then there's like the dudes who are like just over here waltzing around being so fucking entitled. It's like, can you stay the fuck away from me? And it's like everyone's just kind of collectively together, you know, like especially like children. Okay, the children are like basically like treated as like property. I have never in my life living here met a single child who was like, yeah, my parents treat me like a person. Like everyone's like, no, my parents just like tell me I have to be what they want, things like that. And it's like, but why? And then like literally like people at school are gonna be like, hey, so you can reach out if like bad things happen at home, and then people reach out and they're like, no, I know your parents, they're cool. Like, I'll take the
Suburb
city
life.
where I know nobody
Yeah.
have actual like good people. Also, I'm
Cities.
tired of like having to pay for cinema anytime I want to hang out with my friends, because that's the literal only thing there's around. And
Been
houses.
there. Been
What
there.
am I supposed to do with houses? It's not my house.
Trash it. No, I get you. I get you. If you want apathetic people who don't give a shit about what you do, cities are probably the best place to go.
Truly, parents who look at their children and are like, "What are you wearing? Go change. You're not allowed to live like this." Like, mom, I'm wearing a yellow shirt. What?
Yellow shirt.
You dare be caught with a yellow shirt? Ugh,
I can't hear you, Corey.
disgusting.
At all. All right. Good to know. Good to know. Just wanted to gauge you guys. Okay. Seems like you guys are all either city or hermit. So I think I would probably be in the same boat. You know, I love the cities, but living up in the mountains sounds pretty good about now too. With everything going on. But anyways, all right. Let's start. You guys ready? Let's play some Blades.
Yeet.
Let's do it. All
No,
right.
I want my vape.
So, Thank you guys for joining again. Let's do a quick recap. I don't know if any of you guys want to do the recap. I could do it, or one of you guys can do it. Anybody want to volunteer for a recap?
I can do it.
but I
can
forgot
do
what
it.
happened.
All right, Kendo, take it away.
I'll do it. Yeah, sure. Last time on the adventures of the Oleander Knights, we finished our we finished our last mission. It was pretty easy. I was knocked out for most of it, so I don't quite remember exactly what happened. But from what I gathered, we were able to switch out the monkey's paw with the fake monkey's paw that we were brought with, killed a few guards, opened up a ghost door, and were able to make it back home to the secret brew, safe and sound. Nothing bad happened to us at all. And by that, I mean bad things happened to other people. The building exploded that we were in. But thankfully, that ghost door got us on out of there. I imagine what could only be considered a large-scale domestic terrorist event. Quite a few people probably died. Shook the entire city, if I remember correctly. And we thought all was lost for our good boy Knox, but Knox was able to find his way home, not
two
quite
legs.
in the best of shape.
Somehow.
On 2 legs, Knox, the
Nonetheless.
goodest of boys, crawled home with only 2 working legs.
Bestest boy.
The best boy. Brigham was able to put him on a table, start to get to work to remove the legs that no longer worked, so that perhaps in the near future, Brigham would be able to make some new legs for the poor boy. We met up with Math. He gave us our money for completing our job, and then revealed in the great prestige that he betrayed us and a few other people to do what he did. Now a bunch of people are mad at us because that's the life of a criminal these days, I suppose. And after he left, some other people showed up. A cultist from the Circle of Seven, I believe they called themselves, came to us and said, "The what?
Circle of Flame.
Circle Flame. Okay.
Circle of Flame.
Gotcha. I'm sorry.
In fairness, I also remembered it as the 7th circle, so there was probably a 7 in there somewhere.
That's in the book. And it's the leaders are the 7.
Gotcha.
But continue on.
Cool. The Circle of Flame showed up and said 7 days. That was what it was. They told us we had 7 days to get the monkey paws again, because because everyone likes the number 7. It's a nice round number. They were mad that it was taken from them, maybe, not really sure their connection to it. Shortly after that, another group of people showed up, members of the Wastelanders, I believe.
Close enough.
The people of the Wasteland, that gang, they came to us and were like, also bring us the monkey paw. And we didn't really want to do that. So Orlin took it upon himself to shoot the man in the face. And now we are at war with the Wastelanders, or whatever they want to call themselves. And we're still not necessarily beholden, but expected to bring the paw to the circle. And now the Oleander Knights have to figure out, well, not the Knights, because it's not like K-N-I-G-H-T, it's N-I-G-H-T. Our gang needs to figure out how exactly we're going to get out of this one, gang. And that's where we left off.
Didn't the Circle of Fire say that we could exchange something for equal value as the monkey's paw?
I don't remember that, but that could be a thing that they said.
I think they did.
So
That's what you meant, blades. lights. Sorry.
It was the Deathland scavengers that said they would take something in that's equal value. And
Oh.
the Circle of Flame just wants that artifact back because they're not really the type
Okay.
to give a shit about money, but they do care about the artifacts. And so
Artifact.
we leave off with a gunshot ringing out into the secret brew. The muzzle flash, clearly seen through the glass windows of this coffee shop, and a dead wastelander just kind of on the ground, his head blown off. What do you guys do?
You're cleaning that on your own, Orlin.
Planning on cleaning it up on my own, but thank you for reminding me that that's what I'm going to have to do.
Brigham just gets to work. The body has got to be cleaned up. Like he's gonna move that to the back room. He's gonna start scrubbing the blood off the floor. These are all practical concerns that can be immediately dealt with.
Much appreciated. I'll assist in that, being that it's my bar. So
And your kill too.
another
As
one on the chalkboard for Orlin.
As Orlin walks past me to go help Brigham, Alex will high five him and say, "Nice shot."
Alex, don't.
I'll go for the high five too.
It was, can't deny, it was a pretty good shot right between the eyes. Like,
I'm getting a lot
That's
better at it.
true.
I'm getting a lot better at it.
I'm sorry, Jupiter.
What? I mean, come on. It was a good shot. Like First time I tried that, I only got one eye. Not quite exactly my target, but I made sure that I hit dead on this time.
Sure, it was a well executed shot. It was just the wrong one to make.
I mean,
completely agree with Jupiter. The fact that you went off the walls and you shot him, we're now in danger and we've put ourselves in a position where we're not going to be able to find any help.
we
No,
were
we're talking
already
like
in danger.
Already in danger, and that is a crazy idea for all y'all to have.
But
I've
now we
been
have
very
two
clear.
enemies.
Yeah,
We
we
already
already
had
had
two
two
enemies.
enemies who already
We're
wanted
gonna
to
have to
come
pick
tell us
one.
what to do. So you
If
can
any-
either acknowledge that when we do anything in this town, other people are going to come and tell us what we did was wrong, or you can buck up Buttercup and learn to realize that you need to move with some authority in this town.
Listen here, if you're going to talk to anybody about it, don't talk to me about it. Second place, we could have easily negotiated terms with them and gotten them on our side to be able to get something back so that we could maybe even trick the Circle of Fire. But no! Orlin here had to go and shoot the man, and now we're screwed. So pardon
We're
me for
not
trying to think about it.
screwed. I understand. I understand that we're all a little bit worried, but the fact of the matter is there is only one paw that exists, correct? And we have two people who have come to ask us to deliver the paw. And unless you had some other artifact hiding somewhere that we could exchange of equal value for the paw, we can't make both of them happy. One of them was going to be mad either way. And I would rather choose the Deathlanders than the Circle of Flame, whatever occultist bullshit that is.
That's rich.
I'd
coming
rather
from
we
an
go tell
unstable
both these
man.
motherfuckers to fuck off, because I have had enough of people telling me what I need to do when I ain't done nothing to them. People need to grow up. We need to get ready, and we need to deliver. If we ain't gonna stand up for ourselves, then what are we doing here?
You're frustrated. You were the one who was about to make a wish on the monkey. I had to take it away. What do you mean being pushed around? You could have hurt yourself. You could have killed yourself. All for what?
I could
A
have
stupid
had
wish?
my daughter back. Don't you
You
dare
could have
tell me
forsaken her
what I
too.
could have done. I would do it again in a heartbeat.
Wow, you could have just taken a risk with your daughter. What if it had turned on her, not you?
Stupid man. And with that, she'll like get up and walk upstairs or somewhere away from the room, just a bit.
Hmm. I'm gonna make some coffee. And,
So our
Owen,
character who's
goes
left in the
behind.
room?
I think it's me, you, Jupiter, Knox, and Alex. I counted Knox as a person that
I
was in the
support
room.
that because he can't move.
Knox
on
is the best
pool
boy, and he
table.
counts. Okay.
The bestest
Fair enough.
boy.
So let's do this then. Now that people too afraid to act have left the room,
Excuse
we
me.
have a
Don't be too hard on her. I admit that I acted rashly, but I don't regret what I did. No matter what, a decision was going to have to be made, and I made it, and I'll take full responsibility for that. Absolutely.
acting.
But
That's how
I
we
also
move.
don't. Well, then there we go. What's done is done.
You guys have turned
Neil.
super hard overnight. You guys were like real innocent like before this score happened, and then now you guys are just like, we're gonna kill everybody.
Sorry.
They
this
want
is
to
not
kill
a-
everybody.
Orlin are the ones that done.
Brigham's innocent of murder.
This is not a
Other
change
than
for
that,
Orlin.
Brigham thinks practically, right? Like, so Brigham's thinking right here is like, okay, this is the problem. How do I solve it?
Alex, during that whole like commotion, was like eating some popcorn and just watching.
as you're,
So
as you're eating hot.
here's where we're at. Let's discuss this.
Brigham,
We
I was
have
like honestly
one
so close
gang.
to throwing hands with Brigham because he insulted Nadia. So, just saying.
understandable.
You're thin, fucking
Doesn't
nice,
notice.
man.
Brigham does not notice.
Of course he
Brigham-
doesn't. He's on
Brigham is
asshole mode.
blind.
What I'm saying is we have two problems here with two different solutions entirely. Circle.
I think
I don't know shit about them. We're gonna have to get some dirt on them to figure out that next move. But right now, the Deathland Scavengers will want to come kill us because, well, I just moved a body of one of their foot soldiers into our room. So
Don't
my opinion
go-
is we deal with that particular problem first.
I've already have an idea on that. Don't throw away the body. Alex, if you can help Brigham sneak the body into the car, I know exactly where I'm going to take it. And I don't think we'll have to worry about the Deathlanders all that much.
Okay, I will help. I will go over there
Out of-
and help him.
Out of character. So we all know this particular bit of lore, and Cal is free to tell me I am wrong about this here. But after somebody dies in Duskfall, the Spirit Wardens descend on that body to make sure that that ghost is evaporated, basically, instead of haunting the city. So when you murder somebody, there is a very strict time limit before bad people show up at your doorstep. I'd love to hear Cal support or naysay what I'm saying in terms of how lore in this world works.
Well, that depends, cause like I think I would like to keep it like if your characters haven't murdered anybody in the past, I like to keep it as a surprise for you guys then.
Okay, I have no problem with dramatic irony, for the record. So like I'm good with that.
Orlin has definitely killed. I mean, Cal, you know, Orlin has killed people before.
In Dustfall itself, I thought that was because things are done
Orlin
differently.
would have killed. Orlin. If
It's up
the
to you.
opportunity arose, he would have. But
Roll
I
a
mean,
fortune.
that's.
Well,
I mean, yeah.
Roll fortune
Yeah,
dice.
let's roll a fortune roll.
Let's let the dice tell the story.
Yeah. One dice.
I love how Nadia always just storms off in every scene.
Very very dramatic.
She's my drama girl. What else did you expect, my man?
She swishes
I
the
love her
hair,
so much.
Yes.
flick the hair, and out.
Look, she thinks she knows everything in the world about woe is I, you know. She doesn't like being bossed around because duh, rich girl. So yeah.
Orlin
Jupiter,
does.
like, the
What?
only reason Jupiter doesn't follow Natia everywhere is because they are aware that would look like a little puppy. So they're like, I can't.
Aw.
Aw.
Low-key Nadia would love it though. On the down low.
Training Jupiter to be another slide. Okay, so with the 4, Orlin, yeah, you have killed people, and it depends. They have ways of detecting the dead, but in a city like Dustfall, I mean, it's very hard to have a complete stranglehold on all the corpses. But that leads, but they're also doing it for the safety of Dustfall as well, right? And you guys all understand that dead bodies don't always exactly stay dead.
Right.
Zombies?
Maybe.
Blow me
What?
dead boys.
All right. Cool. So yeah, I mean, what Orlin said is still true. He wants Alex and Brigham to load the body into the car so that he can take it somewhere.
Why don't you finish divulging your plan here before I move a body into a vehicle that will undoubtedly implicate us if the body is found in there?
It'll only implicate us if people know the car is ours. And as of now, we have had it less than 24 hours. So I don't think that it'll be that big of a deal.
Okay, but do you want to keep the car?
I don't particularly care if we keep the car or not. It's a useful asset for sure. But if the need arises and we need to dump it, I'm also okay with that. Or we can just let the body sit here for a bit if you'd like.
Or you can just finish telling me what your plan is exactly.
The plan is to move the body somewhere not in our immediate vicinity, but on someone else's turf, so that we can use that as a diversion at the very least, to make it think that someone else might have, done this.
Yeah, so whose turf do you want to move it on to? You have a plan
Well,
for
it's
that?
Okay, Kendrick doesn't know, but Kendrick was gonna flashback on the way there. Preferably somebody else's turf that already doesn't have good standing with this particular gang, and somewhere where it makes sense that he would have had to go through to get here, rather than somewhere else that would make no sense for him to be.
Okay. So
All right, I'll move it. I'll move the body.
All right, cool. I guess for this particular bit of information, can I flash back to maybe a situation where I have, overheard some gossip about this particular gang, and like maybe some other maybe their dealings with some other gang that didn't go well, or like some bad blood between them and someone else, that it would make sense for me to bring them around.
Okay.
Or like
you're
would make
talking
sense that
about
they would,
the Deathland scavengers, right? Trying to pin it on a
someone
different
who
gang.
someone who doesn't like them, and that they don't like them either.
Okay. All right. Yeah. So Orlin, you flash back to a time when you were probably like working with Salia, your information broker, or or at like a local tavern or bar, or even just on another job of some sort. And what would you like to roll for that?
Probably. Oops, I accidentally left roll 20. But probably like consort, or I feel like consort makes the most sense. Either that or maybe study.
Yeah,
One of those two.
make a roll,
Okay.
and I'll tell you what happens.
Okay. I'll do study. What's my position here? Or is it just a fortune roll?
It would just be a fortune roll.
Okay, cool.
No, I could do that too. Could change. Give me a second. I can change the. Oh right, Orlin. As you're driving this carriage, you think back to when you have dealt with like rumors of Deathland scavengers, and in your mind you're just like your mind's racking its brain, and you know the Deathland scavengers generally don't live in Dustfall. Like they live in a section where it's closest to the Deathlands itself. And they really don't interact too much with the other gangs here. But you do know one thing, is that the Iron Hook prison, where a lot of these Deathland scavengers, quote unquote, have escaped from, always look for a reason to, recapture their prisoners. But you're pretty sure they're not going to want a dead body.
You say that they tend to recapture their prisoners?
Yeah, so a lot of the members of the Deathland Scavengers are fugitives, or people who have nothing else to lose and would rather stay out of the city limits than inside.
Okay. On the body, can I take a look over it just to see if there's any kind of identification or anything that ties this person to being a member of the Deathland Scavengers?
Well, you do see a tattoo of this snake, a coiled snake that goes from his inner thigh, loops around his penis, and then goes up to his chest, and then kind of loops around his neck. These guys are serious.
Why so much information?
Oh, because I need you to visualize it.
Hey, you never know. You never know.
Sometimes you have to look at a.
Sometimes you have to make sure it's not bigger than your own.
Oh. Orlin, roll fortune dice to see if.
Okay.
To see if the man you killed is better endowed than you.
What?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
You are not.
Orlin doesn't care. Okay, cool. And the Deathlands, are there what is in the Deathlands, just in general? Because
I mean, none of you have really. Well, I guess if you rode the Deathland Express, traveling, but all of you know that the Deathlands are filled with aberrations, horrors. Pretty much, it's every type of demon or spirit or vampire that you can imagine, pretty much wander the Deathlands, and it's crazy because. Not many of you know this. Jupiter probably knows this the most because of their studies. But within the Deathlands itself, there are factions of demons and spirits, and sometimes they go to war with each other. But mainly, you guys would have to go out and explore the Deathlands to kind of get a better picture.
Dope. Okay, cool. So what Orlin is going to do is Orlin is going to get as close to the Deathlands as possible, I guess. If that's a reasonable thing for him to be able to do. and he's gonna like go into the back of the truck, and he's just gonna mutilate this body. He's gonna take a knife, and he's gonna cut off bits and pieces of it, carve into it. He's gonna specifically cut off like the pieces of like skin and meat that have like that branding on it. And he is going to essentially attempt to scatter it as much as he can along the edges of the Deathlands and then make it back.
So you really are going for that unstable thing, right?
Wait.
Yeah.
So
The original plan was to blame it on someone else, but I think
So-
this might be easier.
so
Wait, I can't. You're cutting off, Corey. What was that?
oh, sorry, I'm so bad. I think it's probably my internet and not Mike, but speak up if there's any way I can change that. But I'm just trying to understand this, which is that Orland took a Death End scavenger to the edges of Death and mutilated it terribly. Purpose to blank.
I think
You
what
cut off a lot, but I think you got the gist of it.
yeah, I think what Corey is saying is the Deathlands.
Sorry, like it's like you keep like I truly cannot understand.
It is
For
it
real,
is
thought
a
you were
little
like
hard.
faking it, but then I checked the Discord and I saw you were not, in fact, muting yourself. Sorry. That's how much you're cutting off, okay?
I think what
he's typing right now.
all right, and you can type it out too. But what I think Corey is trying to say is, well, number one, okay. So let me describe Dustfall to you guys a little bit better. So within this city that you guys are all residing inside of, there are large, like almost lighthouse-esque pillars, and they surround this city like guardians. And in between these cities, there's smaller like street lamp poles that kind of go up as high as these lighthouses, and electricity travels through these power lines almost like fences, totally encapsulating the city in a lightning electric barrier. Now, there are areas that are closer to the Deathlands, of course, on the edges, and that's primarily a district because Dustfall itself is mostly made out of islands connected to each other by bridges. But there is an area that's still considered Dustfall that's kind of on the mainland. That's not an island, and that's Dunslow. I think what Corey's trying to get at is if Orland drives this Deathland Scavengers to Dunslow, that's where the Deathland Scavengers hang out. So
Okay, that's what I understand. Okay, cool. So instead of that, then Orland is
there's always
still
the
gonna cut
rivers.
off the body. And yeah, I'm going to spread it throughout the rivers.
Many rivers. Okay, and you're going to have to. This is definitely going to be a roll of some sort, because
for sure.
the failure here is pretty obvious.
Yeah.
And for a better picture on what I'm talking about, here's the map of Dustfall on the right, and you can see what I mean about it being mainly made out of islands.
Okay. Yeah. So yeah, basically same plan, but throw it in, spread it amongst the rivers.
Okay. Now, Orlin, what would you like to roll?
I would
To
say
scatter.
I would say survey, for
Okay.
surveying a location, understand what's going on, sense
Mhm.
trouble before it happens. So being able to do it, figure out ways to do it that is not going to, bring a lot of attention to myself.
Okay. I like it.
I'm going to push myself as well.
Sure
Smart
thing.
choice.
What is my position?
this is pretty risky. It's dark, so you gotta have that with you. It's risky. I'd say risky standard.
Okay. Cool. Then I get 1 bonus dice.
It's
Better
not the
roll those
first.
sixes.
Oh, shit!
Yeah.
Damn, you guys
We
just.
pulled over from the express.
All right, so
We're
with
on
that,
borrowed time.
it's okay. I realize like it's fine when you guys succeed. I actually want you guys to succeed because it all goes to shit after just one bad roll.
Oh, yeah.
So with the 6, Orlin, yeah, I mean your new vehicle, your crew's new vehicle, it putters around at pretty decent speeds, and you get to these dark areas where the canals kind of lead up into the rivers, and you throw an arm out here, throw another arm out here, a foot over here. During one of these escapades, you see like there's like this stray dog that tries to wrestle over like a leg with you, but eventually you pull it out of the dog's mouth and throw it into
I'll
the
cut off
river.
a piece of it for the dog. Leave it for the dog and then
A
throw the
little
rest in.
toe, the pinky toe, and the dog seems pretty happy with whatever piece you gave him. Well, runs out.
Yeah.
But strangely enough, the bodies don't necessarily sink since you cut them into pieces. So there's just like an arm kind of just floating down the canal. You also run into another like totally black clad person who seems to be transporting a heavy carpet over their shoulder, and they're 2 big burly men. And as you're throwing a body part inside the river, you hear the psh, and then you look over and you see these 2 men also dumping the carpet, or the corpse contained carpet, into the river as well. You guys make
give
eye
him a
contact.
nod.
Yeah.
Nice
Make eye
night for
contact.
corpse dumping, eh?
They nod, and you guys both go your separate ways.
Just another night in Duskfall.
What does the rest of you in the secret brew do? While Orlin is disposing the body. If you guys don't have
Jensen?
anything, let me know. Then we'll move on.
Jensen,
Huh?
hello.
Oh,
Is
not me.
Jensen there?
Sorry. Yes,
I
hello.
can't hear. Sorry, I couldn't hear you. Okay,
Oh, sorry, you're good.
is it okay if Jupiter makes a flower crown for Alex?
Oh, yeah.
So, like,
No flower.
Alex just had like 3 flower crowns on his head at this moment.
While Alex was eating the popcorn, he like leans down and like just lets Jupiter put the flower crowns on his head.
We'd be upset, but we'd be also vibing.
Vibes.
Upset vibes.
Does this count as a downtime question mark?
No, but it can.
Okay.
And
No.
it definitely can. That's fine. If you guys want to
Okay, never mind.
get rid of some stress.
I'm just wondering.
You're gonna try and kill us if we do that.
No.
You said so.
Oh no, not try to kill you guys.
After Jupiter puts on his or puts on the last flower crown, he'll say thank you to Jupiter and then go find Nadia.
Where's Nadia?
Nadia is currently in their back room with the door not locked but closed, and is actually trying to study up on the gangs around in the nearby areas.
Okay. So
Alex will knock on the door and say, "Hey, can I come in?"
She'll stop what she's doing and put down her quill. Yeah, come in.
So that was quite a commotion out there.
Well, it wasn't exactly a painless process that we just decided on, but we made our move, and this is the consequence we receive. I'm just trying to figure out how to battle that.
Yeah. I feel like whatever's about to come is gonna hit us pretty hard.
If it didn't, I'd be worried. But yes.
I mean, they could have been nice, but no.
Well, decisions were made, and that's the path that we have to take. And I'm committed to this crew, therefore I'm doing my part. And she kind of rubs her temples a little bit. She looks down at like just a sea of papers that she's had, like documents dating back years of when she used to work for different varying people. A bunch of like webs are made saying different various names, question marks, incompleted or erased pieces of names, stuff like that. I just
Alex will look at everything that Nadia is doing and say, well, you don't need to do it alone. I can help. If you explain to me what you're doing, or if you found anything that would help.
she'll kind of sit there for a second and like look at him through like one eye while the other's covering with her while her other hand's covering it. I guess. I mean, this is years of documents. I don't even know if half of these are viable information anymore. I need to figure out who are allies to the people we've angered. If we find out who the allies are, we can find out who the enemies are, and we might be able to make some friends. I just don't know how.
Well, we can do it step by step. You haven't found who they are allied with yet, so let's start with that.
All right.
And Alex will sit down with Nadia and get to work.
Yay. So,
You.
all right. So, because she's looking through like past documents and is looking for information specifically from way long ago, I think I'm gonna have to use study for this one.
So
just
you
because
you mentioned documents. What kind of like
so
gangs of
she
Dustfall
has-
for dummies or like
No, so
Nice.
we discussed earlier that she had like a book containing names of like nobles and underworld people that were just it was a pile of books and like little blurbs about them. And so I was
we
kind
could say
of playing
newspapers too. Newspaper clippings also
Yeah.
could work.
Yeah, that would work too. But just stuff like that in like a very small notebook that is like super beat up because she doesn't use it that often anymore because she hasn't really been working until the last job they just finished, you know.
Okay.
So
So Nadia, you mentioned you were going to roll a study check, or a study roll, or study. We won't say rolls. You want to study. Alex, do you want to assist in the study? I know you have some stress up there. So
I do. If I can make my own roll, but if I can argue survey, because I don't know what these documents are, so I'm kind of just glancing at them, seeing if I can like spot something that might be important.
Okay. Well, we could say, survey. So survey is like almost like a investigation check in D&D. It's more like deduction from what you're observing and then deduction. So like things that Sherlock Holmes does would be like a survey. So we can say that you were out and about, like during your travels, you were able to pick up things about, the people that you're up against. And that could be like a quick flashback of like, hey, while I was traveling around Dustfall or trying to find Orlin, or the secret brew, I ran and I noticed some inconspicuous people, or I've stumble on some rumors. So you can definitely roll a survey. No props.
Cool. So I will do that. I'll
And
roll my
Nadia?
survey.
Yes.
Make your rolls.
Risky.
These are both fortune roll. Oh well, Alex, yours will be a risky standard. Yours, Nadia, since you're in the back room and nothing can like really go wrong.
Yeah.
I mean, like it's not like your books are just gonna go on fire and then like burn down the coffee
You're
shop.
screwed.
Desperate, limited. No. I would say yours is more of a fortune roll. You either get the information or you don't. But for
Alright.
Alex, it would be a risky standard.
Okay, here we go. Bam. Alright.
Uh-oh.
I love my life right now.
Uh-oh. We'll go with the failure first. Alex, you kind of rub your sprained ankle and you just notice like, my ankle, I forgot while I was trying to pick up on these rumors, I tripped and fell down a flight of stairs, and you still have a sprained ankle from that, and be your level 1 harm. So add sprained ankle to your
Hello.
character
That's
sheet.
my boy,
Corey, you
Alex.
sound great. Well, he failed.
Hey.
You sound good, Corey.
Sorry, I'm just. Oh, you can hear me now.
Yeah, I can.
Yeah.
Awesome, because there was a long while where things right to.
Oh, and
He's gone again.
Cutting out.
God damn it.
Cutting it out.
we just
I mean,
we just
you
hear.
heard the goddamn it.
Yeah, we heard the cursing.
The most important information.
Yeah, we got the vital information.
He just starts saying like, shit, fuck, shit, cock and balls.
Sucker.
Shit,
God.
shit, God, so weird. 'Cause, Discord, when I like go to settings, it's like we can definitely hear you, and then when I use it, saying,
What about your
So-
other mic, the one that you were using when you were outside? That was actually pretty good. But anyways, Nadia, looking through the documents, which gang were you trying to determine this for?
So I guess she'd be more worried about the ones they just killed. So the Deathland Stranglers.
The scavengers.
The scavengers. You know what?
Then-
Stranglers.
no, that's fine.
I was thinking the snake, and I was like, oh yeah, it's like a boa constrictor or something.
Oh my gosh, they just go. That's their motto. Is like they just strangle people to death.
Scranton Strangler and the Blades in the Dark.
Yeah. Okay. So the Deathland Scavengers, Nadia, you do know that they are enemies of the Iron Hook prison, but and they are pretty close to with the Circle of Flame, and you kind of piece the puzzles together, and you realize that the Circle of Flames, they hold an exorbitant amount of artifacts, powerful ones. And the Deathland Scavengers, they go out into the Deathlands to retrieve things, and you can piece it together. Like, it seems like the Circle of Flame and the Deathland Scavengers have a business relationship with each other, but you feel like that relationship is very tenuous and about to break at any moment.
Okay.
But the Deathland Scavengers don't really have a serious enemy besides the some of the city members, I guess, like some of the Imperial Guards, some of the inspectors, and definitely the Iron Hook prison.
Right. Okay.
Yep.
Awesome.
So,
Alright, and yeah, okay. I got everything down that I wanted. Awesome. Okay. So I guess knowing this, she'll like explain to Alex what she's deduced from the situations she's seen beforehand and all this stuff. And yeah, she'll take a really heavy sigh. She's not ready, but she's gotta, and she'll look over at Alex. I think I should probably go back in and explain our situation to the others.
Alrighty. I'm sorry I didn't find anything. But Alex will take one of the flower crowns off of his head and put it on Nadia's head before she goes back in there.
The betrayal.
She'll just like
kidding, I don't
smile, kind of laugh, thanks, and walk out. Is Brigham still in the secret brew, or is he out doing something?
Is he out getting something? Something good? Alright.
Ooh woo.
I mean, Corey asked if we could take a break and figure out his mic. I don't know if anyone saw.
Oh shit!
I
Did he
did
say
not
that?
see.
I did not see that.
Yeah, in the Discord.
Oh, yeah. I mean, yeah. Corey, what's up? Use your mic. Let's.
Yes, Discord is picking up my mic.
Yeah. So this, but not sure why it's not being transmitted.
Like you said, it could honestly be.
Ah man, maybe it's because I muted you. No, I'm joking.
Wow.
No, it's joke.
Yeah.
What a time to figure that one out.
That would have been awesome. Oh, I server muted you the whole time.
Like if I check my settings, do you have perhaps the noise suppression on?
Ooh,
Corey?
reduce background noise. So if you have background noise reduction, and if it's turned up too much, it will like do this cutout thing.
Yeah, that could be it.
So try like bringing that all the way to the bottom.
All right, so this is with noise reduction off. Can you hear me now?
Yeah, sounds good. I can definitely hear you.
Yeah, that's quite a bit better.
That's really weird. Just because it changed in the middle of us speaking, I guess.
It's kind of, yeah, because it seems like, so from what it sounds like, at least on my end, is that I can hear you while you're talking, but any break you take, it doesn't like give it a second to keep going. It doesn't like every time you pause, your mic cuts out.
Mic
like
sensitivity. Try that.
Yeah,
If you're
so
not
maybe it's
using
your mic sensitivity.
if you're not doing push to talk, go to your Discord settings and like reduce the threshold for your voice activated.
Okay, so how about now?
Sounds much better.
That's way better. Yep.
All right, sweet. It's weird because I had not messed with any of those settings whatsoever during our session, and then it was like, I think this should change.
And guess what? Now I can actually turn down your audio because it's blowing my eardrums out in a good way.
Sorry, Chelsea.
I said in a good way. Don't apologize. It just means I can hear you now.
My voice is amazing, okay?
Yes, it is.
Oh,
Sorry, I'm actually coughing because...
Oh God. Attention,
All right.
everybody. I have killed him.
Great, so can people fill me in on what happened over like the last 20 minutes? Because I'm sorry, but like I was scrambling to figure this out.
Yeah.
So where I had left off was that Orlin was going to deposit the body by the Deathlands. And I wasn't sure why.
In the river. I instead did it in the river. I cut it up and I spread it amongst the river.
Okay.
Rivers, plural.
The rivers have the bodies. Now plural.
I mean, yeah,
No,
no,
it was a singular
yeah.
body, but now it is multiple bodies.
I mean, it's it's cut up into a bunch of pieces.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Oh yeah.
It was a body, now it is multiple bodies because
Nadia-
you have multiple.
Nadia and Alex were trying to get more information on the Deathland Scavengers or slash Circle of Flame, I guess. Alex did not succeed and got a level 1 harm instead, even though it was a flashback. He just didn't
Per
notice
use.
his sprained ankle until now. And then Nadia did succeed, and she found out that the Deathland Scavengers generally don't really have too many enemies, but they seem to have a business relationship with the Circle of Flame, but that's like on the ropes now. It's fraying, and it might implode.
Okay, great. I think if we're at a pause, otherwise, Brigham wants to hit up his vice purveyor. Not for the sake of pursuing his vice, but to put pressure on Arana the Blessed, who is a cultist, to try and, in his best Batman voice, say, "Tell me what you know," regarding, like, what she knows about the Circle of Flame.
All right, what would you like to roll?
Command.
Okay.
This I am absolutely willing to recognize as risky because you don't generally want to piss off your vice purveyor, but I think Brigham is at a point where his kind of sanity is starting to fray a bit. He's stressed out and just needs some answers.
Okay. Sure. Now the fortunate thing here is that Arana the Blessed works off of a barge in the night market, so very close by to where the secret brew is actually. So, Brigham, you make your way over to Arana, and she greets you in the smell of incense and these like weird potpourri like herbalist smell fills your nostrils as you enter in through like these little beaded curtains into what looks like to almost be like almost a miniature drug den. And you see Arana. She's very slender. Her face is a very narrow, very sharp looking face, and she's clad in all black with really long black fingernails and red lipstick and green eyeshadows, and she kind of lazily looks up at you and says, "And oh, it's you, Brigham. Welcome. What can I get you?"
So I think a big thing here is the way Brigham enters this scene, which is somebody who's just had enough dealing with fucking bullshit, right? So like, I don't know if all of you are familiar with like the kind of like beaded curtains that have like an image on them when the beads are all in the right place.
Yeah.
And instead of like parting and moving in the way that like you should politely enter a hippie's house, it's just like shoving them to the side. It's just like smelling the incense, looking disgusted, like what the fuck ever. Arana, I need to know right now what is going on with the circle. And that's just like the approach Brigham is taking.
Okay. Roll
And
your...
I'm gonna say this is also Brigham pushing himself because Brigham is not especially good at these things, but is just kind of desperate to get there.
Okay, so we'll say yeah, if you're saying you're desperate, this will be a desperate roll because the consequences here is like if you piss Arana off, that's never good.
Oh yeah, it's real bad for Brigham to piss
Yeah,
this person
off. So desperate, standard.
All right, I'm gonna take that XP in resolve.
Sure thing.
Desperate, standard, bonus die 1. See how this goes.
Her hooded
Not the
eyes.
worst, but not great either.
look up at you and she says, "Why do you bring your problems to me, Brigham? You know I
Oh,
don't care."
Arana, your lack of care is a problem here because I have a great deal of care inserted into this situation because there are some people out to murder me and my friends. And since I do, in fact, care about my friends, despite what your friends might say, I am here to say that I do care and I want to know about some people who are causing trouble for me and my kin.
Right. And so she will kind of like, "You're really killing my vibe. And I can see that if I don't answer your questions, you are going to continue and be persistent about it. So ask your questions, but understand that I don't want to speak with you for a good amount of time after this. You can find your
Yeah,
bodies elsewhere for the time being."
don't worry, darling, I always have a way to find some fucking bodies.
Wow, you're such a tough guy all of a sudden. Dentist.
Yeah, right now, I am.
Alright, well, what do you want to know?
I want to know what you know about the Circle of Flame, and I want you to tell me everything you know about them and their current activities in the city.
That's a lot
And
of information.
it is a lot of information, and I would like to hear it right now.
Okay, so she'll go over. That is a lot of information. You're asking like, what's the fucking history on this? It's like a textbook. But okay, so Brigham finds out more. I'll narrow it down to more relevant information, right? So the
I mean,
circle of
so like the specific things that he's after are
right.
definitely
Okay,
like, who is the Circle? Because we don't know that.
sure.
Who are the Circle's current allies and enemies? And what is their skis, right? Like, so, it's definitely not yeah, I think it's those like three questions. I don't
Okay.
expect excellent answers to all of them, but
Right.
that's what Brigham is after.
Okay. Yeah, so the Circle of Flame, a bunch of dusty, stuck-up scholars that hoard their petty little artifacts that they so claim to have powers. Granted, I did notice a few of them were pretty powerful, but I don't think a lot of their artifacts are just pure, like, just trinkets, really, that don't mean anything. Their base is located in the Six Towers district. They own one of the clubs there, the Centralia Club. The the Circle of Flame is run by the Seven. That's the leadership. And really, I mean, they are very dangerous. I wouldn't tangle with them. I know, actually, that they work with the city council quite hand in hand, and the Lord Governor himself. So any political leverage you try to have over them, like the blue coats or the inspectors, you can forget about it. They work with a lot of the occult gangs here in Dustfall. They are heavily into the mysticism. A bunch of posers, if you ask me. But I do know that they do have some enemies. Primarily, the gangs that aren't very favorable with the occultists. People who would love to capture me and interrogate me for what I know. They've tangled with the Hive. You know about the Hive, right, Brigham?
Let's pretend I haven't moved from there.
Well, that's another question I would have to answer. The Hive is a underground criminal organization, one of the biggest, largest in Dustfall. Apparently, they have ways to get in anywhere in the city, and they also and the Circle of Flame is also enemies with the Silver Nails. A group of darker skinned folk from Severos who like to hunt, well, pretty much spirit hunters and killers of the arcane, say. They have beef. But besides all that, I mean, I don't know much more than that. Oh yes, and apparently they claim to have the heart of Kotar. But I don't believe that for a second.
Heart of what? Qatar? Like, out of character, how do I spell that?
Kotar.
Okay.
The thing we saw at the ball.
Yeah, yeah.
The
Sorry,
thing that-
something
the
in my
thing that
throat.
blew up. The thing that blew up.
Apparently.
We blew up a lot of things, alright?
I'm surprised you
Um,
guys didn't go back there and try to loot it.
Okay, let's not lie. Nadia wanted to.
Arana, I'm gonna be real honest with you right now. My actions have been unkind and unfavorable to you. I am under a lot of stress right now, and I apologize for the trouble I have brought to your home in such an undistinguished manner.
I might think of a way that you can pay me back with all that aggression and energy.
Oh, I'm sure you will, Arana. You always do. Oh, by the way, I got a crew now.
What?
So, you have
Good for
ideas
you.
about how you might like to have those favors paid back? You let me know.
It was supposed to be like a sexual innuendo type of thing, but I don't think. Never mind. It's
Brigham doesn't do those. No, I was being honest and forthright in my business dealings.
okay. Well, if you're not going to fuck me, then get the hell out.
I love this women.
That's so good.
Oh, Rana, we
This
both know
woman.
you're so good at fucking yourself, I wouldn't
Oh,
want
I'm
to
sorry.
interrupt.
And she just
I love
leans
this
back
person.
and starts to puff on this hookah thing.
Actually, if we want to fade to black on the scene, Brigham is definitely willing to, like, sit down and puff on the hookah with her. No sex. But, like,
Okay.
kind of like an apology, like, okay, let's hug it out moment.
Alright. Alright, roll a fortune dice. We'll see how this
Even
goes.
lets you live. Don't touch her stash.
What do you mean touch her stash?
They're
I'm not
friends.
doing anything
Yeah,
to this poor
they're-
woman.
They know
Besides
each other.
threatening to harm her if she doesn't tell me about other things. I didn't dismember a person and deposit them in rivers.
You
I don't know why
threatening
my
her
rep is so
stash.
bad.
Whoa. Don't bring Orlin into this.
Go ahead and give me that fortune roll, Corey. Let's
Yeah,
see
we're
what
not.
The
happens.
two most unstable
Okay.
people.
I mean, I don't know, Brigham. You probably use some of these in your own practice as well. You know, they are a good way to knock out some of your customers, or maybe you've just had a more wilder college career.
Can
Like,
I improve this fortune roll by offering to give God, I can't believe I keep forgetting her name, Arana, some of my stash.
okay, yeah, all right.
Yeah, I'll be like, okay, here, have some trance powder. My bad. I shouldn't have come in so hot.
Okay, I will. Oh shit! Why am I rolling d20? Sorry, D&D time.
I don't know,
D&D.
but like, it's a way to handle that might even just be like, something I would sacrifice would be like, next score or whatever, I have one less use of my bandolier, because I gave it to Arana.
No, it's okay. Because I don't want to limit you in that way. Loadout. I don't think limiting people's in loadout would be fair for Brigham. But I will say we'll stick with the same penalty as before, which is like she doesn't really want to see you. So we'll say for 2 down times, you're not going to be able to get anything from Arana.
Yeah, that's fair.
It could have been
Brigham was
longer.
an asshole, so that's
Yeah.
fine.
It could have been longer, but you could probably tell like after she gets sober, she might not feel the same way about it. So, Brigham, you have all that information. What do you do? Do you go back and do you guys all kind of share the information you guys get with each
Yeah,
other?
once I finish hookah-ing, it's back to business.
Okay. So, I mean, Orlin is coming back. Jupiter's the only one who didn't really do anything during this time. So, what would Jupiter like to do?
I don't know. Jupiter just went to vibe on a walk, I guess.
The what?
Jupiter just like went to vibe on a walk, you know.
Oh,
You know?
I mean,
Get some
dust
fresh air.
fall is dangerous. Fortune roll.
Okay.
So you don't
How
get
do I
mugged.
roll the fortune roll again?
I think there's like a button that says fortune
Yeah,
somewhere.
it's right under your it's right under the friends. Part.
Shrewd friends or friends.
Yeah,
Ah.
shrewd friends.
Okay, so I got like 0 or 1 dice.
Just
One.
one dice. We'll see what happens.
What did I do?
All right. Jupiter, as you're walking through the nighttime, you do see you're walking and you do notice like maybe 2 or 3 larger people start to follow you. You kind of like look back on your peripherals and you see this one huge woman who seems to be like almost 6'5", like she is super tall, like 6'5", 6'6", just big, and 2 like more athletic, like they're athletic and lanky men, kind of lean men next to them, and they seem to be tailing you. Yeah, so danger sense kind of starts to tingle, and you can tell like they're probably going to mug you if you don't do anything.
Okay, I don't know what to do.
Beat they ass.
Okay, how?
So they're
You got
Do
a
I look like
staff.
I actually
So-
know how to beat people in real life?
You got
So,
the staff.
Jupiter, you can fight them or you can run, right? But those are generally like the 2 decisions you can make.
I'm a run.
All right, what would you like to roll to run away?
Give me a second. I'm checking my thing. Everything. Can I do skirmish? I have 2 points in that.
Skirmish is more for fighting. So if you have
Well,
2
maybe
points
I'm
of
just
skirmish,
kicking to run away.
so
No,
I mean,
okay.
if you have points in skirmish, you could just turn around and beat their ass.
Yeah, beat they ass.
Fine, I'll hit them with my electric stuff.
All right, so as your electric staff shoots out and you turn around and these people are like cracking their knuckles, this large woman looks at you and she's like, huh, bring it, little girl. And she like cracks her knuckles, and she is a huge woman, and she starts to charge you. What does Jupiter do?
Yeah, like hit them, I guess. Do I roll now?
Describe it. So there's this
Do I roll or not?
220-pound. Not until you tell me. Not until you describe this and put an image in my mind of what happens.
It's like I fought people before. No, forget that I did.
This 200.
Do I look like I fought people with a staff before?
It's a female. It's a woman, but yes. She's like, bring it, little girl, and poof, poof, poof. 230 pounds of muscle headed straight at you. Jupiter, you have the electric staff in your possession.
Yes.
What does Jupiter do?
I just hit her with it, I guess.
Okay.
And I hope she just dies on the electrocution. Some shit.
All right. Make a roll. This Jupiter is small. They're not that
I
large.
am.
So Jupiter, if you get hit by this person, it's going to be very, very bad. So this roll is going to be desperate, and your
Wow.
effect will be standard. Because electricity, no matter how big you are, if you get hit with like a stun gun or a taser like that, those things, I don't know. You ever seen those movies where like the Rock gets hit by like a taser gun and he just like yanks the thing off? Like,
That doesn't happen in real life.
no, you don't. You go down pretty quickly. So that's why I'm saying this electric staff is a standard effect against this brute of a woman. Roll your skirmish. Desperate.
Stop talking about me.
Okay, so there's no bonus dice, right?
Unless you like to push yourself. Generally desperate rolls are probably a good time to push yourself.
Okay, how much stress do I take?
2, if you want to push
Okay,
yourself.
2 and I get 1, right?
Yes.
Okay, I'll do it then. I don't want to die.
Oh wow.
Oh, damn!
Oh my god.
You brutalizer.
You can describe this Jupiter any way you want, or I could do it for you.
Please do it.
This
Do the
brute of a
thing.
woman, poof, 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 she runs up to, she cocks her giant arms back as like an overhand slam down on your head. She's going for like very, very hurt status for you, and your electric staff. We'll say like you didn't actually like take your staff out yet. You kind of like hit it behind your back, and as soon as she gets close to you, Jupiter just kind of takes it out. The staff extends, the 2 electric stubs at the end kind of going off, and right as she's roaring, she's like, "Ooh!" That's when Jupiter right up into her mouth, and you can see smoke begin to come out of her eyes as she's like, and then you take the staff back, and she just stands there for a second, her arms raised, smoke gently coming out of her ears, and just like a building, she just kind of starts to lean backwards and you probably killed her. The other 2 men look at each other and run away. And Jupiter, you just kind of
man.
Yep. You just kind of dust your hands off and continue walking. There were some people watching, and when you look over at them, they just kind of look down around like no one really says anything. And you hear some crows in the background swoop down onto this dead body and begin to inspect it. That is when you eventually make your walk come around. You can see if the woman has anything on her that is worth taking, Jupiter, for your critical success.
Okay, how do I do that?
Roll a fortune roll.
Okay.
Oh man.
Oh my god.
I knew that was gonna happen, right? I had a feeling
She's
like
taking all of it.
the woman has enough coins and stuff on her to add 1 coin to your character sheet.
They just keep going for them. Man, this poor brute of a woman.
Don't say that.
No, the brute of a woman doesn't need it. She's dead.
Yeah, but Jupiter keeps rolling 6s on her.
Yep. And Jupiter, you got a coin, and you kind of walk back to the secret brew in a good mood. Not bad. I mean, I don't know how you feel about taking somebody's life, or you might have not known if they were dead or not. But you came out richer for it, and all of you all of you guys meet back at the secret brew. What do you guys do? So I'm gonna lay something out for you guys. If you guys don't come up with a score this game right now, then you guys are going to do a quick downtime at the end of the session, and that's my turn to bring something in. So go ahead and do what you guys gotta do.
Well, all right, I think I've taken care of at least a part of our problem. Anybody want to update me on perhaps any, new information or ideas even about the next steps?
I don't think you're fixing the problem. I think you're just neutralizing your previous actions. Anyways.
I don't know. I mean, those two things kind of sound like the same to me.
Yeah, Nadia, you keep pretending like you weren't making some actions in a mansion that led to the death of a couple dozen people not so long ago, and then acting like this young gentleman murdering one man is an insane idea. Like, you just gotta own your shit sometimes, girl.
I understand that what I did might have been a bit rash, but in the moment it felt about right, and what's done is done.
He sounds like a lawyer from Tennessee.
I say,
what's done is done. Boys will be boys.
Reminds me of the bird lawyer and
Yeah.
y'all know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Foghorn Leghorn.
This my client over here, I say, is I understand, and I think my client will agree to this, that he acted rashly in the moment, and he is so desperately sorry for everything that he's done, but we cannot change what is done. The past is the past, and the present is the present, and all we can do is move forward from here.
Get an amen. Amen. I'm sorry.
Can I get an amen? Can I get an amen from the
sorry.
jury?
Hilarious.
Hearing Brigham just like try and accuse her of like knowingly killing people, she's going to stop what she's doing, take a very deep breath, put her stuff on the table, slide it into the middle, and pause before saying, "As far as I'm concerned, I never killed anybody. I might have drugged a woman that I used to know, yes. But did she die? No, she was quite fine. The people who killed her were not on my payroll. They weren't in my crew. Therefore, it was not my fault what was happening at that point. Second of all, I only care about my connections. You have seemingly ruined some of our connections that we may have been able to make. Luckily for you, I knew them for a while. Therefore,
Ma'am, you can equivocate all you want. I came up from a basement in which I told Jupiter, in which I told Nox, hey, there are bad men loading explosives into this basement. As I rose through that manor, I told you, this manor is about to explode.
Once again, we are just talking about things that have already happened. There is no point in arguing.
Nadia takes the book and chucks it at Brigham's face so hard.
There's no point in arguing any of this.
I'm interested in the mechanics of Nadia chucking a book at Brigham.
Yeah, no, she's gonna make a roll.
I do want to say, out of character, Brigham did warn each and every member of this crew that house was about to explode.
No, I totally agree. In character, Nadia is assuming that he only guessed. He never actually was allowed to look in those. And that's what he told them, was that he assumed they were explosive, but no one had the clue. Therefore, she had no involvement in knowing, and that's where her brain's at. But, yeah. I know for a fact they were explosives. I'm not mad at any of y'all. I think
I just
serious.
wanted to be clear that Brigham did, in fact, tell everyone on this crew,
Oh,
hey,
yeah,
I
he
think
totally
they're going
did.
to explode this place.
He
Oh
totally
yeah, Orlin
did. You have,
Orlin
Yeah.
100% was like, this place is gonna blow.
yeah,
Absolutely.
you have to remember, Nadia still thinks she's all that in a bag of chips, so she's not gonna listen to a dentist trying to tell her otherwise.
No, that's fine. I just wanted to be clear we were on the same page.
Oh, 100%. Yeah, no, you're
Okay,
good.
awesome. So this is Brigham being like, yo, no, you're getting called out. Versus, like, me being an asshole, Corey being an asshole.
Yeah, no, I got you.
Dope. So through a book.
Yes. So
A book was
she-
thrown.
Now, you guys can settle this however you like, way you want. If you guys want to make rolls, because I don't know if Corey, if you guys want to, I don't know if Brigham's just going to stand there and take a book to the face. But
I don't think so, but Nadia's pissed and it's what she's gonna do. So
does Brigham take it, or do you guys want to see how it plays out with the dice rolls?
Yeah, no, Brigham will take the book to the face without flinching. And he will
I love it.
Oh, dude,
his
this is a thick
hand
volume,
on
man.
the
This is
table and
this is
say,
Gangs of Dustfall for Dummies, man. That's
Gangs
a
of-
yeah, like
That's like
this
a
is like a
300
thick book. She's been here
It's
for
got 4
7+
C's in
years.
it.
And so,
4
like,
C's in that thick.
people can change the scene, obviously, if you want.
Yeah.
But, like, I like that as, like, a moment of silence where Brigham really just takes the book to the face without flinching. And then slams the table with his hand.
I just want to know if he takes any damage from the book.
Yeah,
onto the face.
same.
That's what
I
I'm
was
trying to
gonna
figure
roll.
out.
I was gonna roll for
Yeah,
it and make it like.
if you want Brigham to take damage, that's fine. He's still not flinching.
So you're not gonna try and stop the book.
No.
Then I
Alex
would say it's
will-
controlled.
Alex will try and stop the book. Alex will see Nadia.
Okay, you want to try and stop
throw
the
the
book?
book?
So then
Yeah,
I'm
and
gonna
I'll
put
try and
risky,
stop
and then I think I'll put because she's just throwing a book because she's mad. She's not throwing it to like purposely harm him. She's just pissed off that she's not getting her way. So I'm thinking I'm gonna make the effect limited, because it's not gonna do
Sure.
much.
Sure.
All right,
the
and I'm
thing
not
is-
gonna push for this.
The thing is, when you have like a textbook-sized book like Gangs of Dustfall for Dummies, it's
It's big. It's the thick boy.
Alex.
It's a tome.
Alex blocks it with his own head.
No.
No, joking.
Okay.
Nox reaches up and grabs it out of the air.
It hits Nox.
No!
Yeah,
That's not what I meant to
Callie would
do.
be a dead man.
That's not what I meant to say.
Can I make a roll?
Leave
to try
our
and
good
catch
boy
it?
alone.
So right now the textbook is careening towards Nox, Alex.
Oh no! Would that be risky then? And then
Sure.
limited also? Okay,
Oh,
I'm making
standard.
a finesse roll.
Desperate.
Sure.
And
Yeah.
you can make any roll that you want because this is just the way I thought of it. 'Cause she's pissed, so she's trying to start something.
Risky standard and then finesse. Okay, cool. Go.
Oh my god!
No!
It bounces off and it careens to
failed.
Jupiter.
No. I've already explained the fiction. The book woof, flies through the air. All of your eyes pop out of their skulls as you see it going towards Nox. And Alex, you're like, no! And you just miss as the book slips past your fingers and you hear a "Ah!" as the book just kind of plops onto Nox and he kind of just shakes his head. You can see he gets up real quick, kind of limping because he only has 2 legs, and he sniffs the book and then he kind of settles down again.
Okay.
No.
And Alex will walk towards Not, grab the book, and just like set it back in front of Nadia, like calmly, and just say, "Whatever we're arguing about, it's not helping. We all
I agree.
have information. We all have information right now. Briggy, I know you told all of us.
Briggy.
Briggy.
Briggy."
Oh my god.
Never stop calling him that, please.
I know you told us what happened. Look at what happened to Knox. We know what happened. Thank you for telling us.
I think exactly one person knows exactly what happened to Knox, and that person is me. And now, if you will,
100%, Ricky. 100%.
and now, if y'all will listen for 10 seconds here, y'all seem real confused about our purpose, our intentions, and the dangers of the situation. Because y'all keep acting like it's a surprise that when you decide to steal from somebody as powerful as the people we steal from, that people die and you will be responsible for that. And you act like you are surprised when you do that, there are retributions that involve dogs losing their legs. Now you either need to recognize the game that you are playing or get the fuck out of the game.
Alex will get up on the table to like get above Brigham because Brigham is taller than Alex.
That's so cute.
And Alex
Now,
will look at him.
You're like
and
10
be
feet
like,
tall now.
Alex will look at Brigham and be like, "We understand what we need. We understand that this is all happening. We understand what our position is. Me and Nadia, we looked for information on how we can do stuff. You looked for information on how we can do stuff. We are now going to talk about that right now. I know you are mad. We are all mad. I am the most mad at what happened to my dog. So please, if you could explain to Orlin what you have found, then that would be great. Thank you,
Aw.
Briggy."
Well, having received the first useful piece of advice tonight, let me get started.
All right. Alex will get down from the table and go to Knox and start petting him.
The 7 are likely beyond our capability to hit. They work with the city councilor hand in hand, including the Lord Governor. They work with a cult gang that they consider posers. They've got some enemies, but not much. The Hive, a large criminal organization, and the Silver Nails, and this isn't how Brigham would explain it, because Brigham's not racist, but darker-skinned folks from Savros.
But that's not about being racist. This is description.
Spirit Runners, Killers of the Arcane. So there's some people we could point at the 7 or at the circle if we need to. But it ain't pretty on that front. It ain't pretty. My opinion is still that we should deal with the Deathland Scavengers first, maybe accede to the wishes of the circle. I yield my time.
Alex will get up and like go to Brigham and like hug him just because.
Aw.
Nadia's gonna click her tongue and fold her arms like a pouty baby.
Juniper's just kind of like looking like starry-eyed at Natia, like just 100% like if you can hear their thoughts, it'd be like mirror some shit. 100% biased on this one.
Brigham probably doesn't return the hug, but it's fine.
I think Brigham lets Alex sit on his lap.
What?
Oh god.
What?
Alex
Is that
okay.
is that what Alex did? I don't think that's what Alex
Well, no,
did.
he's going for the hug, so it's like I think it's instinctive. It's like, okay, there's a child hugging me. The way you deal with that is you
It's
put
fine,
them on
everything's
your
fine.
knee. Alex is free to reject that. I'm not gonna say that's canon, but like, Brigham is just like mad and looking somewhere else and like, fine, sure, you can hug, sit there.
We'll say Alex was on the table and he just jumped towards Brigham and Brigham caught him. And
Bounce.
it was a jump hug. It was like a WWE off the spins him around.
So okay, if that's what's happening, then Brigham squeezes Alex just enough to let Alex know that he did in fact hug Alex, but not enough for other people to see that he did in fact hug Alex.
Oh,
and
he's
then
doing one of
sets
those.
Alex aside. Like picks
Oh,
Alex
I'm
up,
gonna have so much
moves it next to him.
Okay, thank you. Nadia, do we want to explain what we found, or?
Yes, I guess I can do that if they're not gonna be a driveling buffoon about it. And she'll like slam open the book. She's just totally a toddler right now who just got something taken away and is not happy about it. So she'll like slam it open and then start like going down a list with a quill in her hand. As far as I've found through research over the years, the scavengers, they're enemies with the prison, of course, we knew that. However, I did put this fact together that they're close with the Circle of Flame. They have the artifacts, and the scavengers go out and find things. Therefore, it's pretty obvious that they have a business relationship. However, from what I've seen, they've been very on edge with that relationship. So I've been thinking that maybe we could, for once, I agree with Brigham here, that we might be able to use the Deathland Scavengers to our advantage as the first opportunity and then go through the Circle of Flame. And then she just flips it closed.
Is that all?
As far as I've found.
Well, all right then. I think our path forward is quite obvious and a lot less complicated than I think you all think it might be.
Theo, no! Sorry, be right back.
Oh. Sounded like a pet just got something that they should not have gotten.
100%. Yep, that is the shout.
Orland's going to stand up from the table, go back behind the bar, and start making some coffees. Well, it seems like to me, and forgive me if I'm oversimplifying this, we've already been told what we need to do to pull this off.
I suspect you're oversimplifying, so why don't you lay it all out clean?
We just need to get the paw back. Both of them want the paw. As of now, the Deathland Scavengers don't even know their man's dead. So, if we get the paw and organize a meeting with them, as they already are expecting us to probably do, we could simply overlook the fact that one of their men has gone missing. He's gone missing for a number of reasons. But if we continue to do the thing that they're expecting us to do, there's no reason for them to think that we killed him. Now, also, the Circle is expecting us to get the paw as well. If we get the paw and we organize a meeting with them, and let's say it just so happens to be the exact same meeting at the exact same time as the Deathland Scavengers, and we let them decide who gets it.
I have some different ideas, because the way I see it, we have two problems, and your solution doesn't solve any of them.
What two problems does this not solve?
So, first things first, you're like, Deathland Scavengers don't know who killed their man.
How would they know? It just happened.
They sent their man to us, and then he died.
They don't know he died. They just know he didn't come back. Quite often in Duskfall, Deathland Scavengers go missing because they get arrested.
Did people live long in Takaros thinking like you do?
They lived long enough. I'm not
He's from
wrong.
Aruvia.
Live long here is what I'm telling you. All right,
Also, I'm
this
not
is-
from Takaris. I'm from Aruvia.
Sorry, Aruvia. My mistake.
Nadia's pissed off again.
I'm just asking.
My
I'm
point
just asking.
stands. It's real obvious where the man died, and proven that this
Once
wasn't.
again, you are saying that he died. They don't know he died. He could have been arrested. And if we act fast enough, they won't know he died.
I'm skeptical of your conclusions.
I understand that you're skeptical, but if we, let's say, okay, Math took the paw yesterday, as it stands. If the circle has given us 7 days to reclaim it. If we can do it in the next 2 days, a man going missing for that amount of time isn't that mysterious, and probably isn't quick enough for them to make any assumptions as to where they have gone. Especially if we set up a meeting with them doing the exact same thing that they asked us to do. Him going missing in between coming to us, telling us what to do, and then going back isn't that strange, especially if they have to go through the territory of the prison.
Now let me make you a counter offer. One that doesn't involve us doing anything we don't want to do. Doesn't involve much
Oh, you don't want the
lying.
paw?
And no, I want the paw. Your plan involves losing the paw anyway.
No, it doesn't. It just says getting it and then having them decide, and by decide I mean eventually fight over it as they are wont to do, and then we still get it.
Alright, then why don't I at least add one little piece to your plan?
Okay.
The Silver Nails. Those darker skinned folks from Severos, the spirit hunters, killers of the arcane.
Mm-hmm.
Why don't we tell them where this meeting is?
I agree.
Now, we can show up at this meeting, all prim and proper, dressed to our nines, acting like we're just interested in giving them a monkey paw that we may not even have, because let's be honest, we have a week. I'm not going to spend that week walking through the Deathlands looking for math, hoping to find them and hoping to get a paw. Let's just say we have it.
I've made a fake one before. I could do it again.
Alright, so we have a fake paw. We have a meeting with the circle. A meeting that the Silver Nails already know about. And we just watch everybody die. And walk
That was
away prim and
basically my
proper.
plan. That was basically my plan.
Also,
just
we
added a
lost the
third
fake
group.
paw.
I can get another one made.
I am willing to listen to amendments or additions.
Amendment. Instead of us showing up and risking our necks, let's have them meet face to face like you guys have been discussing so diligently. And instead of sending one other group, let's also send the prison personnel to blindside them. So now you have 4 groups of people who have to fight each other, and all we have to do is sit back and leave. Because-
Sounds like this is getting slightly more complicated as we're adding more.
What's gonna end up
people to
happening
this.
is all 4 factions are just going to be like, let's kill them. And
Yeah, the more people we add, the more I'm afraid the more people we add, the more complex this becomes. Which is why I was suggesting we only do the 2, since their relationship is already frayed.
I suggest addition by subtraction. We're adding a faction. Let's take one out. We don't have to be there.
You're absolutely right. We don't.
I think we should save the Circle of Flame for last. I think it would be best if we set up, as we've discussed, we want to get rid of the scavengers first. So what if we set up a meeting with the scavengers saying it's us and send in the prison guards instead?
I mean, again, we're adding. I think that adds another faction in which that we have to deal with. Where if I think we do them at the same time and get them to fight each other, that takes care of both of our problems rather than having to set up a second meetup.
Here's the thing, I don't think that's going to work out well. Why else would the Deathland Scavengers come to us about the same thing that the Circle of Flame is doing? I
Because
just
they
told
get
you that they're in
about
business
math.
consorts.
I mean, yeah, no, but they specifically told us that they want the paw because math screwed them over, not because of the circle. The circle wouldn't come to us and the Deathland Scavengers come to us if they were both working together. Now, would that?
No, but there are always things called double crossing like we had.
Right. Okay. But think of this. If we give it to them and they are working together, then we also solve that problem because they both got exactly what we want. I agree. We don't have to be there. We can set up a drop off, or we can be like, "Oh, meet us here," and they get it. Either way, if they get it, either they fight each other because they were at opposing ends of this, or they were working together, and then they get it, and then everything's fine.
We could just
Unless
talk.
someone sees the hole in that.
I mean, we could just talk to the Circle of Flame, and then they could get rid of the Deathland or the Deathland scavengers.
Certainly could.
Because I mean, we still have that letter from Bruce Math. If we can convince them that, hey, we were employed by this person to retrieve this. This person made a deal with your people that they also wanted.
Yeah, but then we murdered them.
Then we murder the Circle of Flame?
No,
I mean,
then we
again-
murder the Deathland scavengers. My point is that there is no situation that is going to work out for us that assumes our ability to fool the Deathland scavengers into thinking we did not murder their man.
Again, you're still assuming that they find out that he's... Right now, he's at the bottom of a river.
Reasonable assumption. If I tell my wife,
Also, being
that I am going
being
to the
arrested is also a
grocery-
reasonable assumption.
If I tell my wife I'm going to the grocery store,
Right.
and then I go to the grocery store, and
Right.
I go missing, and they go to the grocery store, and there is a giant puddle of blood in aisle 3, they're not going to be like, geez, where did my husband go? They're going to go,
I don't think that's a good-
then
I
why
don't
is my
think that's a
husband
good
in the
analogy.
grocery store?
I don't think that's a good analogy. That
Beckham
would
has
be
a
like...
wife.
I don't think that's a good analogy.
No, you're
because
right,
if we
because
then,
you know why it's
because
not
if
an
we
analogy? It's not a
then,
good analogy
because if we
because
then
it was a
do the
gang
thing,
sent a
if they,
man
if we
to
do
another
the thing,
gang that they
if
knew
we
was a
do,
dangerous negotiation, and then
Brigham.
the guy died.
Brigham.
Like this is not
Brigham,
hard
you're not
algebra
listening to me,
here.
Brigham. Brigham,
Guys.
if we do the exact thing that they asked us to do, why would they assume that we killed him?
Okay. You
Okay.
two.
When
Well,
there is another
out-
faction,
wait,
when
out
there
of
are
game-
two factions,
out of game real
who are
quick.
cur-
Wait, hold on. Out of game real quick, Corey. I'm gonna be honest with you. Your mic sounds like shit when you raise your voice to a certain decimal. If your mic wasn't having difficulties, I would be totally on board with that. But maybe like tone it down just a little bit because it comes off a little bit like radio staticky when you do that. No, it's fine. I don't mind the arguing. I just it's just because of the mic, the feedback that we're getting.
You know, I don't mind men being silent.
Oof.
Love you guys.
If we do the exact thing that they asked us to do, why would they assume that we took any action against them?
Okay. Here's another idea.
They sent the
Ins-
guy to warn your crew.
Yeah, to warn
and he
a
doesn't
crew.
come back.
But then we,
sounds kinda
but then we do the exact thing that he told us to do,
Okay,
right?
but out of character, we've already moved to being at war with this faction.
Yeah.
Because
I mean, yeah, but
because-
Orland doesn't have the
but-
concept of that.
I know, or I'm just trying to like put it in as reasonable a way as I can. They knew that it was entirely possible that our reaction to sending a message like that was that we would kill their messenger, and we're similarly prepared to know that if their messenger didn't come back, it's probably because we murdered them. Like,
Right.
out of
And then
character,
if they come to
this-
us,
out of character, this is not a murder mystery, and it is
Yeah, no,
insane
I'm not
to
saying
me
it's- I'm
to
not-
think
I'm not
that
saying
they
it's a
would
murder
think
mystery.
anything but we killed him.
but we
like-
have evidence to the contrary. We would have evidence to the contrary by doing exactly what they asked us to do.
You think they care?
Yeah, I don't think they're gonna care.
Because if we were going to do exactly, why would we do exactly what they asked us to do? Unless we
Exactly.
got a
That's what I'm
message.
saying.
No, let me
That's
finish.
exactly what I'm
Let me
saying.
finish. Unless we had received unless we had received the message.
I see where Kendo's coming from. So Kendo is saying that the
That's what I'm
guy just
saying.
skipped
The
town,
person
or the
exactly.
person
The
got
person
drunk or something.
disappeared after he gave us the
They
message.
got
is
the
what I'm
message,
saying.
but so it's just like they got the message, but the guy never returned. But if your crew does what the messenger told you guys to do, then the crew that sent the messenger might just be confused as shit and like not really know what happened to the guy.
Exactly.
Then why did you kill him then if you just were going
Because
to do it anyways?
Exactly. That's exactly what that would be their question. That would be like, why would they do that? That doesn't make any sense.
Yeah.
Because he could
We
go
have the
missing
same
after he talked
question.
to us. He could go missing after he talked to us.
That's true. I think that's what Orlin is trying to get at.
That's what Orlin's.
But like, why did you have to plant this whole scheme?
Orlin shot him because Orlin wanted to shoot. Orlin shot him because Orlin wanted to shoot him. This isn't some grand plan on Orlin's part. Orlin is picking up the pieces as the puzzle is laid in front of him.
Unstable.
He just shot him because he wanted to shoot him.
They come to us and they're like, "You killed our guy," and we're like, "No,
Okay.
we're getting you." Then they're like, "Oh, what?"
Here's something. What do the scavengers even want with the paw? Is it for money? If so, could we somehow convince them into taking the money instead? And if it's not, what do they want to wish for? And why would they want to keep it from the Circle of Fire? Why did they get screwed over by their employers?
Well, Nadia, I think
he said that he wanted.
Wait, Nadia would know this because Nadia rolled the 6 in the study, and Nadia, you pieced together the puzzle that was going on. Is that the Circle of Flame hires Deathland scavenger crews to go out, find these artifacts and bring them in. Bruce Math in the beginning said that he was on a he was the leader of one of these gangs, these Deathland scavenger gangs, and you can kind of piece together that Bruce Math always never had the intention of handing this artifact over when the Deathland scavengers brought it. Like, he was their contact between them and the Circle of Flame, and he never had the intention of giving it back. So now, you know, you guys are in like this triangle of the artifact's missing. Someone is going to take the blame for this type of thing.
Maybe we should just go find him again. Shouldn't be hard. Look for a man with a broken jaw that can easily be broken again.
That's exactly what I'm saying. We go get him. He's a singular man who's given us his only mode of transportation, as far as I could imagine.
Unless
Getting
he made a
him
wish.
won't be too hard. Well, yes. I imagine if he made a wish, the wish would be for his body back, in which case we might find a shriveling puddle of goo somewhere.
Gross.
I agree. But I think that as long as because at some point or another, I think the only way to get, yes, exactly. And if we go get it, that puts us out of the firing path right now, at least for right now, until things change, of the Deathland scavengers. Because again, if we are doing the thing that he asked us to do, it means we did in fact get the message and would have no reason to have killed him. And again, sorry I killed him. I got a bit anxious. Okay, that was a lie. I was not anxious. I more just wanted to shoot him. But besides the point, again, all on me. If we do the thing and we do it right, it just works.
Okay, so that's 2 for going and getting the item back. And probably killing this man. And not just leaving him mangled because he's on my shit list.
Alex will look at Brigham and Jupiter and just say thoughts.
I mean, keep in mind I lost like a good chunk, so I don't really know what we're saying right now.
Or so I guess as a brief thing, so right now we're talking about going to finding Bruce Math, taking and enacting our own revenge on him for putting us in this shitty situation.
Taking
And then
back
taking
the paw.
taking back the paw. And then Orlin is suggesting that we set up a meeting with both of these people and hopefully pit them against each other over the paw, since from Orlin's perspective, it seems like they're probably not working together on that fact.
And what if
And-
they just come together and decide to come after us together because they both
Well,
work
if we
together?
give them the paw, then if they were working together, then we give them the paw and our problems are solved.
Why do you assume that they're just gonna forgive us because we give them what they want? Isn't it like
'Cause,
exactly what they could do? Just like get what they want and come after us?
So they gave
I mean,
us
they
a set
could.
parameter of you have 7 days to get this item back for at least one of the groups. So if we can say, hey, we returned it in 7 days like you asked, you know, and if
Yeah, so go ahead.
Oh, no,
Finish
no, you're
laying
good.
out your plan.
Yeah, I was just like, I agree they could definitely betray us, in which case I think a good backup plan would be, as both Brigham and Nadia have pointed out, enacting maybe a third or fourth faction. I am a bit wary on adding any more factors to this equation.
Okay, so to compare notes, to be specific, Brigham's plan would be, first we deal with the Deathland scavengers, and we just hit them really hard. Then after we deal with that, we deal with the Circle of Flame by telling them we have a monkey paw, with or without having a monkey paw. While also telling the Silver Nails where we're meeting, because the Silver Nails would naturally like to attack the circle. And that's how we will deal with our second problem. Brigham's plan does not ever involve going after a monkey paw or having to chase math down, since that sounds like extra work that won't necessarily get us anywhere.
I had a thing and now my brain has stopped working, so
At this point, you guys have two options. Either deal with it yourselves or try to find Bruce Math. We'll start from there.
I feel like I remember now. Thank you for simplifying it. I feel like if we were to try and take on the Deathland Scavengers, they are really they're a larger group than just the 5 of us. So would it really be wise to try and attack them with this little firepower?
Every group in Duskfall is bigger than us.
Yes,
Maybe
so we
could
need
try
to build
find
up.
some allies.
Yes, but we can't do that right now because no one's going to want to ally with people who have a death plaque over their head at the moment. Which is why I'm saying make it look nice. Make them assume that you're like, hey, sorry, haha, my bad. Then you can build up your renown with allies, and then we can go in again if we ever need to. That's my opinion.
I mean, on both sides it looks bad. On this side, where we have 2 factions against us, they don't want to help us. But on the other side, where we just like kind of kneel at 2 factions' feet, it kind of looks like I don't want to be with these wimps. So doesn't sound good either way. So why not just try to see if some people would still help us? Maybe some people will, like.
Well, that's why I invoked the Silver Nails, who I specifically have information as people who are spirit hunters and killers of the arcane, who would probably be interested in dealing with the circle with us.
You have to remember that the circle also has people in their pockets in terms of government and things like that.
And that's
So,
true.
How far could we get with that before that group was caught and then it was traced back to us?
Well, let's look at the positives right now. Right now, we need to buy time. That's
I'm big on the be willing to piss people off plan.
I feel like we.
But sorry. I want
Oh,
to
no,
listen
go
to
ahead, go,
Alex.
go ahead, go
No,
now.
I was gonna say I want to listen to Alex. So I was
Oh.
interrupting to tell you I should listen to you, which
Oh
is
no,
the worst.
I think we need to buy time, and I think going for the paw will buy us some time to build up any sort of allies, whatever. And hey, Briggy, you can get this paw back and make your wish or something.
No, don't encourage him.
I know,
Low
but
key, Nadia is hoping that's why he goes for it, but no one else knows that.
oh no, well, he kind of yelled. He kind of yelled it, so I was like, so it's all known information, I guess now.
Oh yeah, Brigham yelled that. I think in an argument earlier, Brigham yelled.
Yeah, when I threw
Yeah.
the book at you.
Yeah.
So, and we can, Briggy, if you want to piss people off, we can still do that. I am 100%
Piss them
down.
off along the way later on.
Piss people off, but right now,
Jupiter in the background who like thrives by getting people to like them. You want to do what?
How do you think Nadia feels? Her whole thing is just getting people to think she's cool, and then she uses them.
we
How
find
do you think Jupiter got like everyone at school to do what they want? It's because they like them.
we find the love and the chaos, Uh, but yeah, I feel like this is Alex like trying to convince Brigham like, yes, we will do what we want. We need to do, but first we need time.
So what does needing time mean? Like, what is our plan if we need time?
Get allies, or become big enough to deal with the what's it called, the Deathland Scavengers. And if we had this paw, we could use it against the Circle of Flame to kind of stir the pot, and they could go after the Deathland Scavengers.
So Alex's argument is that we should go for the monkey paw. So we should go hunt down math.
Yeah, because I feel like if we buy that time to do that, like, I think it'll go a lot better for us, I guess, in a way.
I like
And
will die.
I'm trying not to die, Briggy. I'm trying not to die.
Brigham has not been trying especially hard not to die, not gonna lie. Look at that stress, Jesus. Alright, so as a
Are you?
group,
Is it like
move
also
forward.
metaphorically? Cause like, are you trying to buy time via like have a score planned? Because
I want to say yes, because I mean, if to find him, I feel like that's gonna take a minute.
Yeah, how would we even find this dude?
Contacts,
poop out.
observations, people who used to know him, stuff like that.
they all turned to Jupiter, the one who can do magic.
Wow.
You have us. You literally teleported everybody out of a
I
mansion.
didn't. The spirit world did. I just had
You
the
have
key.
connections to it.
Wow, why does that sound like Avatar?
Because it
No.
is.
In a way, it is. Think about it.
I
like,
am the Avatar, master of multiple elements.
Also, think about this. You have a hound, and then you also have someone who took a feat in hound. So, technically, when you gather info on the target, you can have more chances of being better at what we need.
mhm.
So y'all are saying I'm supposed to find him and then tell you?
No. It would be all of us.
It'll be
All
it'll
of
be
us, but with
multiple
my magic.
avenues. You know, like they'll do the like Nadia and Alex will be doing like the legwork, like the groundwork, right? They'll be out getting their contacts or just gathering information. But Jupiter also has some arcane ways of getting information too. And Orland gets information, and well, I'm not really quite sure how Brigham will play a part in that.
Casually just asks Ghost, did you see someone with a messed up jaw?
Yeah, we can do that.
So, are we all on board for Bruce Math?
I'd say so.
Sounds good to me.
Looks like
Alex?
Jupiter's getting peer pressured into saying yes.
How? Okay, wait. How close is Jupiter in terms of the table in Nadia?
I don't know, where's Nadia?
She I don't know. She's at a seat, so it's just I just wanted to know what seat you took.
Oh, Jupiter doesn't sit because that makes them shorter, so they just kind of stand and try to look tall.
Okay, so then she'll just I don't know. She'd probably just try and like comfort Jupiter and be like, "We're gonna be there the whole time," you know.
Also, not
Alex.
sure how much I like Brigham being close to the paw again.
That makes two of us.
Alex looks at Brigham.
Yeah.
Did you just say
Fine.
yo?
Yo.
I said, yeah. Fine.
Or you just saying yo?
Brigham's just tired. You can see him rubbing his eyes. Like, yeah, alright.
Brigham needs to get rid of some stress if we're gonna do this, though.
Truly.
Okay,
I'll just pick up a trauma later. It's fine.
Honestly,
Hey, join the
I can't
club.
say I'm surprised.
I mean,
You
Brigham's
joined
already a
up.
mess. We don't need
we
more
are
of a
on
mess.
it. We're gonna go look for the Bruce Math.
Having traumas ain't
So-
that bad.
Oh, so has it been decided?
Yes.
Thank you, Cal.
You
Why
guys,
do you sound like you just woke up?
you guys have now. So you guys decided to make a score. You narrowly missed the time because I was going to. I was at one point I was gonna be like, all right, well, do your downtimes, Couch turn. But since you guys all decided to find Bruce Math, before we end the session tonight, I need to know how. How are you going to find a man who just who has a incredibly powerful artifact? Incredibly powerful artifact that has supposedly skipped town, from what you have known, from what he
Wait,
told
can I
you.
sense the artifact if it's super powerful then?
If he's nearby, maybe.
Well, chances are he didn't use one of the teleports somewhere, so someone's got to have seen him somewhere. And as we've already said,
ahead.
Jupiter. Oh, sorry. I was just going to say, and as we said, perhaps Jupiter can speak to any spirits or anything around town. I'm sure they might have sent something through the ghost world or whatever it is. Artifact of that kind of power's got to have rippling effects, I'm sure.
I could, as unfortunate as I feel about the idea, slip into different wares and see what I can find out from the shadows. I don't often do it anymore. I'm a bit out of practice, but I do still have the utilities.
I can hit up some of the local homeless.
Your bum network.
My bum network, exactly.
Okay. It's always good to have a bum network, man.
Oh, absolutely.
They're invisible.
They're invisible. And it only takes a few silvers to get anything out of them.
I can ask one of my contacts if they've seen them.
You're a hound. You actually find them.
Yeah, I know.
And I can help you because I took hound stuff.
Oh.
But like, here's the thing though. My dog kind of is incapacitated right now.
That's why I'm here.
Oh my god.
I did meet a local canine that might become that might be very useful
No.
for her.
Oh wait. Oh, nothing. Sorry.
Brigham just looks at Alex and goes, son, where are you staying?
I'm kind of in a motel right now.
Yeah, you look it.
Damn.
Damn.
Look,
Damn.
No
Yes.
fucks left to give.
I got a spare
Ow,
room.
Brigham's about to adopt him or some shit.
I got a spare room. Why don't you come stay with me?
Oh my god, I called it.
Get out of the rain.
Well, that's very kind of you, Briggy.
Oh.
What?
You call me that again, we're gonna have a problem.
Takes him back,
Damn,
and
there
then
it
as
goes.
soon as they get there, kicks him through the door, going the opposite way other than inside.
Damn. Look at
Ricky.
that. We were so close to that.
What about?
The ship was almost seaworthy.
Alex will accept the offer.
Alright.
Now you-
Wait, does
What's up with
Brigham
Alex
have a-
and going to other people's house?
Does Brigham have a wife? Like,
Oh, Brigham
No,
is like
he
twice
died,
your
I think.
age.
Brigham does not have a wife.
okay, cool. Just wondering.
Because there was
Yeah.
an analogy about the wife, so I think, yeah.
Yeah.
God.
I was
Out of
like,
No,
wedlock.
you'll be staying in Cal's old room.
Oof.
Oh no.
Sun zoned.
Uh-oh.
oh, this is gonna be cool.
The
Big rip.
daughter's room? Uh-oh.
That's
You've
what I
been
said.
child-
Adopted.
I mean-
child zoned.
This is great opportunity for Alec to get to know Brigham more. So I think I'm okay with it.
Daddy? No.
Ooh. Honestly,
Oh no
this
no
is
no!
great.
You went too young there. Whoever did that, that was toddler shit.
Brigham kills me for it so he can use my body for.
Oh.
What?
Christ!
Pardon?
What is going on? No, that's
All
not.
of it.
Time to move on. Anyways.
Honestly, this is great. This really puts the pressure off of Orlin to have to deal with Alex. So thank you, Brickham.
What?
Brigham just saw somebody who probably needs a dad.
Yeah, I'm sure he does.
Oh no! Oh no! No no no
You all
no!
called me trigger happy, and then you tried to murder someone at the first opportunity.
I never called you trippy.
This is like that, where Brigham tries to do something nice, and you all get dirty.
I didn't.
No,
You're the
it's
one who
not
said you
because of
adopted
you.
him.
It's because of Alec. Is the reason why I'm saying
Sorry.
Alex, stop trying to get into people's beds, please.
Because if I remember
Especially
correctly,
people
Alex
like
is
twice
in.
your age. No, actually
remember
over
correctly.
twice your age.
Oh, yeah,
Hence
absolutely.
hence the daddy.
It's the daddy.
Hence that you're a dead man.
I mean,
Hilarious.
All right. So we have. Do you guys have the ability to set up the plan real quick on, or just give me a brief the pre setup for this score? Mainly like how are you going to find where Bruce math is? Or do you want to save that for next session? That's up to you guys. It'll give you guys more. If you guys have an idea right now, let me know. If you need more time to think about it for your characters, so how they're going to find Bruce math, let me know too.
Honestly, I'm pretty pooped and wouldn't mind waiting until next session to sort out our goals here.
Okay.
down.
Okay. All right. That sounds good. Then at that point, if you guys would like to continue to free play, sure thing. But I will be generous. I will be a generous person here. And since you guys have settled on the score, if any of you need downtime, I will give each one of you one downtime activity. If you would like to use it. If you don't want to use it, you don't have to. But downtime activities can be more than just reducing stress. Especially, like, for instance, Jupiter, since you don't have stress, you can always buy something. You can always start making something. You can do rituals to help your score or whatever in the
I
future.
don't have the dot in rituals though, so I can't do rituals.
Oh, you need a dot in rituals? I see.
Yep. Yeah, I can follow the rules. You know things.
Oh yeah, it
Ooh.
says it. It says okay. So that does mean that you could always take it later. So, does anybody have any downtimes that they would like to get done? People who have stress.
Orlin would like
yeah, go ahead.
to. Oh, I'm sorry. Orlin would like to start a long-term.
Okay. Orlin, you want to start a long-term project? What is the
Yes.
project?
As I've hinted at in our discussion in our Discord channel, Orlin is going to attempt to find a homeless person he could set up as to begin to start laying out a paper trail of this mysterious missing person that Alex is related to give the to give the appearance that they are still alive.
Oh, jeez. Okay. Man, that's I wouldn't say that's a really long one though, right? Like,
Well,
I mean,
no.
I think.
So the long term of this is that I'm going to get them set up so they can start creating a paper trail, make it look like they're alive, and then eventually I will.
Oh, so the project isn't just there's a paper trail. The project also includes their untimely death.
Exactly. So that their death seems unrelated. So that, because it's not going to be this person just keep doing it forever, because that would be unsustainable. They do it for long enough so that we can create a reasonable amount of like, okay, so we're looking for this person. We're looking for this person. Oh no, it looks like they wound up dead for whatever reason.
Oh man. All right. I will clock this in at a project of. We'll do 6. Not.
Okay.
I would say it's not incredibly difficult. So.
Okay.
So you start it, and
yeah, I would say. Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, continue on.
Oh yeah, I was gonna say, if for my role I would probably use consort, since the first bit of this is me like finding a person that I think could handle this.
Okay. All right.
And like kind of laying out the groundwork.
I don't know what to fake rolling death. Okay. Oh, Roderick.
Yeah.
All right.
I love how you're doing all this effort, and like if Alex like mentions him, like Jupiter's just not gonna know you're trying to keep it a secret.
Yeah,
Alex, don't talk
I know
about
that that's
him.
a risk. I know that's a risk. And Orlin also knows that that's a, but Orlin thinks that it is a risk.
Maybe Orlin should tell the others it's a secret, especially Jupiter. knows.
Yeah, well, I guess only Jupiter would know that it happened.
Also, only Jupiter would be stupid enough to just go shouting like, "Oh yeah, he's dead."
Okay, yeah, no, actually, Orlin should probably tell Jupiter not to, not to say anything.
Damn, Brigham has a shitload of stress. Wait, did Brigham also?
Yeah.
Did Brigham also push him? Didn't you push yourself?
Yeah, that's why I'm at 8 of 9.
Oh my gosh, Brigham is at it. Oof. All right.
Orlin's also at 2 of 9.
Orlin, roll your consort to see if
Okay.
that's something that's able for you to do. Wow, Nadia has
Okay.
0, Jupiter has 0.
No, I'm supposed to have two. I pushed myself
Oh yeah,
to the
Jupiter also.
woman.
I didn't
What
push
is
myself one
my
bit.
what is my position for
wait, you didn't push yourself for the study?
Nope.
Oh shit.
That was a natural roll,
Your
baby.
position here, Orlin, for this, I'd say risky standard. This is well within your
Okay.
jurisdiction, but it's still not like controlled, right? There's things that could go
Yeah.
wrong, possibly.
So
Oh yeah,
you can
absolutely. As
you're
if it
free
can't go
to
wrong.
you're free to always to do this how you want, but long-term projects don't have those position and effect things.
Oh yeah, you're right. I'm so sorry. The 2 and the 1 only mean that you only get 1 success here.
Okay, that's fine.
Am I?
I have
Is that
found the
correct?
person.
If you get like a 2
Yeah,
or
I'm
1,
looking at it.
it's only
Yeah,
1,
I'm
right?
looking at it right now. It's 1 through 3, 1 segment, 4 and 5, 2, 6, 3 segments.
Gotcha. Okay, yeah. There's no position of effect here. So yes, you're starting it. Sorry, I forgot about that. You can't really fail long-term projects. You're starting it.
Whew.
It's gonna take a couple of time here.
Yeah, I have found the person that I think I want. I have yet to tell them about.
Okay.
Is kind of how I'm thinking of that one success or
So
that one segment.
the rest of you, anybody would like to continue on for their downtime real quick?
This might surprise you, but I'd like to reduce some stress.
Oh really? Why would you do that?
But you said sometimes you can't get rid of stress.
Sometimes you can't, but
That.
apparently I can right now. So I actually want to combine two things. And so, like, if it's okay with you, like, to kind of, like, flavor these as the same thing, I'm going to spend 2 coins out of my stash for 1 coin.
Yeah.
For, like, an extra downtime action so that I can reduce stress and work on my long-term project, basically.
Oh, I thought you were going to try to reduce stress twice, but yeah, sure.
Please.
Okay.
He's gonna roll and it's gonna like reduce 1, and he's gonna say okay.
And so for the scene, what I'm thinking is, after Brigham Briggy tucks Alex into bed or whatever, right?
Oh my god.
And
Shouldn't you be like grocery shopping for your new son?
and he goes down to the basement to keep working on new legs for Nox.
Ah.
And he's doing that, and at the same time, he's singing to his daughter. And I can imagine it being very much like we catch the end of the first chorus. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then that second verse, where it moves into the other night, dear, as I lay sleeping, I dreamt I held you in my arms. But when I woke, dear, I was mistaken. So I hung my head and cried. And he just goes through kind of the rest of You Are My Sunshine while working on these new mechanical legs.
Nice.
So let's see. So I guess I'll indulge my vice first.
Go ahead. Okay. 3 dice, mate. 3 stress.
Hey,
Nice.
I'm not about to trauma out. That's pretty cool.
But you're not about to not either.
1, 2, 3. So
And
I'm
then-
seeing 5 out of 8, or 5
Yep.
out of 9 here.
Yep, 5. And then I'll roll Tinker here for my long-term project.
Go ahead.
Jesus, that scared me.
3 out of 5. That's a 5, which I believe long-term project would be. I don't know. 2 segments.
I'll spend another 2 of Brigham's stash for a coin to improve the effect by 1.
Okay.
And I think that's just like him getting more and better materials to do this.
So 3 instead. So 1, 2, 3. Boom! The legs are coming nicely. You're at the part where they're beginning to move, and you you might even add. And Corey, you and we can spend some time, or you can describe to me. But since this is a long project and I like what you're doing here, you can add a couple of flavors into these new mechanical legs if you'd like as well. Nothing, like crazy and like the dog
They have
turns into
guns
like,
in them.
like nothing crazy like it's the
Hidden
dog.
rocket launchers.
Gun dog, gun dog.
Don't make Nox like a more dangerous thing than you guys, but like some cool
It can
things like
fly.
like the right.
Go
It's not
go
like
Transformer puppy.
but claws or something or whatever you like to imagine up for as like a nice surprise for Alex. So.
Oh my god. I was just thinking about has anyone here seen Love, Sex and Robots on Netflix?
Yeah, that's fantastic.
I'm thinking of that one episode with the fox that he built a mechanical body for.
Ooh.
That's what I'm like imagining in my head right now.
You can't just replace Nox's entire body.
No, but like the montage that they do. Yeah.
Well, I haven't seen it, so I don't know what you're saying.
Little by
right now.
little, if Nox keeps hanging out with you guys, it's just no, I'm joking. So yeah,
Ouch.
so Corey, you if you would like to come up with some nice little flavor things for that, I'm just letting you know that that's totally within your right to do so.
Yeah,
Maybe-
I've got a ways to go, but I'll let you know.
Yeah. I think you'll get there pretty quickly. So anybody else would like to do some stuff? Corey, Orlin already went. Wait, did Orlin go? Who went?
Yeah, Orlin went first.
All right, yeah, Orlin, Corey. So Jupiter, Alex, Nadia. You guys have anything you like to do? Spend some money, reduce some stress, start a project.
Alex will like to reduce his stress again.
Oh, really? I didn't know that.
Yeah.
What would
He'll
you like to?
He'll go to the same casino that he went to, hoping he will make some money or something.
Okay. Well, your advice.
No bonuses. Okay. It sucks still, but it's okay.
Oh.
What?
Damn, dude.
Ow.
But
Okay.
why? Why does this one have to take the lowest, but not the other ones?
It's because I don't have anything in resolve.
Yeah. So, Alex, you're not lucky today. You're just not lucky,
okay.
and you lost more coins, and it's not it's just not happening. Now you can spend a coin.
I don't think I have any more coins left.
Oh,
Because I
okay.
used it last time.
You can always ask your friends.
No.
Hey. I just came back from the casino. Can I get some more money? It's
I need
always
to
a
try
good thing.
again. I need to
That
try
sounds
again.
familiar.
I'll get it this time, guys. I'll get it this time. Don't worry.
Being a big close to home, Cal.
Yeah, that's true. All right. Jupiter, Nadia, what do you guys do? You don't have to do anything. Just letting you know you can.
Isn't there like a penalty if we don't do anything?
No.
Didn't Corey said there was?
There's a
If you have
penalty.
If you have trauma, and you don't indulge your vice, you take that much trauma to your stress. But if you don't have trauma, you're fine.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So you can reduce heat, right? So if your crew has heat, you can reduce it. I think your crew still has maybe 3 or something.
How do you
Yeah.
reduce heat?
We have 4 heat, I think, if I remember.
So it says 3 on the sheet. So if you guys have another one, mark it down. So reducing heat is just, you know, another roll. You'll roll you'll tell me like how you reduce the heat, and depending on what you roll is that much. So you can say like, oh yeah, I decided to, you know, go to the police station and bribe them, and so that'd be like a consort, or you know, whatever you think it would be a good idea. So between the two of you, what do you guys do?
Sorry, I am like, I don't know. I feel really weird right now. So I was reading through downtime activities, and I think because of what's ahead and because of how I envisioned Nadia's like experience with this particular trait, I'm gonna have her train.
Ooh.
Yeah, so I want her to train for this upcoming mission.
Ooh. Okay. And so that's like an automatic like 1 XP, right?
Yep.
Oof. Okay. Right. So just briefly describe what is Nadia training.
She
How do you train consort? Like
she's not training consort actually.
No, I'm just saying like if you were to train consort or I guess you're not really
more friends.
If you were to train consort, you would be going to parties and like trying to blend stuff like that.
But
It's like yourself to the advantage.
When you're training, I automatically think of like the Eye of the Tiger, like dun 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 dun. But it doesn't work if you're going to parties.
I mean, it can. It can be like those
after shot after shot.
Yeah, there you go.
Now you're just putting it back.
Throw it back. They're playing wine pong.
They have beer. So, anyways, what is Nadia training in?
She's training in hunt because that's what she's going to be using most of.
Oh, interesting.
So she's going to be changing into a very old set of stealth gear that she used to have when she worked with Baz, and she's going to be ordaining her veil.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, so she's going to be practicing like tracking, I think. Yeah, so specifically tracking and then long range combat.
Oh, okay. All right. There you go. So I think that's like a attribute point into
Insight.
Insight, right? Cool.
Yep.
All right, Jupiter. Last to bat. What would you like to
Just
do?
give me a second. I'm trying to find what I want. Okay.
Well, you always have stress. You can always try to make money. Try to reduce heat.
My problem with like my stress is that if I get anything above like 2, I'll overindulge.
That's true too. And you've been rolling pretty good.
Maybe it'll be like Corey says, and I'll just get 1. You know, maybe that's gonna be fine.
Yeah.
But
Do you
now that
have
I
any?
need a 1 or a 2, will I roll good just to roll?
I think here. Oh wait, yeah. So you're automatically going to roll like a 1d6. See, Alex has no points in some of it, so he always takes the last one or the lower one. But you're pretty much balanced out here, so it would just be a d6. You'll get what you get.
Like on one hand, I don't want to get trauma, but I also don't want to overindulge.
So I mean, if you're not gonna overindulge, then you can always reduce heat for the crew. You can always buy something if you'd like.
And I'll reduce heat for the crew. How do I do that? Like, what do these people do again?
Well, so reducing heat means that like there are people who are, for instance, like right. I'll give you an example here. You guys pissed off Inspector Benoit Draguet. I mean, obviously you tied him up, you beat him, and you almost killed him. And if it wasn't for his spirit, you guys would have, like bad things would have happened. So, you can always maybe drop by and get him a gift. Talk to maybe his spirit, since you can talk to spirits, and see if the spirit's willing to comb things over, like stuff like that.
Can I bribe him?
You can always, you can bribe the inspector, sure.
Is he a good inspector? Will he get mad if I try to bribe him?
Well, there's no consequences to reducing the heat, but it could be like he's just like a little bit less pissed off at you, but he's still pissed off. So it could be
That would
any.
still reduce heat, right?
Yeah, it'll still reduce your heat.
Okay,
Or
so
it
I'll try to
might-
like bribe him, I guess.
Okay. So roll. I guess this would be. What would you think bribing would be, guys?
Play maybe?
Consort. What was that?
I would say sway or consort.
Sway.
makes
Oh,
sense.
sway. If you want to roll
Yeah.
sway, go ahead. That's a good option.
Especially when you have 2 points in it.
Yeah. No, that's a good one. So you're a talker, okay.
What's my position?
There's no position here. It's just a fortune roll.
But it asks me for position.
Yeah,
So
it should say.
you click on it and you scroll all the way down.
Yeah, it's the last option.
And then the next one would be 0.
Next one is effect.
Yep. It says 0 on it if you scroll all the way down.
Oh, does it? So
Should.
crazy because I don't actually roll anything for character. I have I
I
make
don't have any bonus dice, right?
no.
What did I roll?
You rolled a 5.
Oh yay.
Dang. woman.
Fantastic. All right, so that's 2 heat. Orlin Kendall, can you mark that off? A character sheet, or somebody mark that off?
Yeah. I can do it.
Jupiter, how do you like? So, what do you use to bribe him?
Remember in my moment with Natia, something I said was in the lid of the trunk in Jupiter's room?
Sure.
Can give some of that.
Oh,
Oh.
And I ain't wearing it.
I mean, yeah.
Oh, what's in the trunk? Like the big stuff in the trunk, but like on the top of the lid, there's stuff that's worth pretty good too.
so for the rest of the people who have no idea what you're talking about.
Oh, you can't tell them.
All right, fine. Okay.
Ooh.
Inspector Benoit will kind of look at you and say, "Thank you." Wait, do you go there yourself, or do you just drop it
Yeah.
off?
Just like go there myself.
He'll look at you and says,
Like, sorry.
"Thank you, but this doesn't make us completely even. You are
Figured.
criminals, so I am inspector, so if we meet again, I would arrest you and your crew. So, but I appreciate this," and he'll take the gift. And with that,
See you later, Benny.
and with that, we'll end the session for tonight. Thank you all for playing.
Mm-hmm.
Good stuff.
Thank you. That was fun.
Thank you all for letting me be in character jerk, and hopefully realizing I'm not being an out of character jerk.
No, I loved it. It was just
I'm mad.
What
It was-
if
it
you
was-
adopted Alex? How much of a jerk
Yeah.
are you?
no, I liked it. It was like a little bit hard understanding what you were saying sometimes, but it was fine. It was fine. But
That was great.
we'll test the mics next time before we start and stuff.
Definitely. Also, can we get Alex to stop taking things wrong?
What?
With the man over twice his age?
What do you mean?
Let Alex live his life.
Yeah, let Alex Harper do what Alex Harper does. I mean, he did hit on pretty much the two guys in the crew, but still.
Player, too.
You're
I'm
allowed to
sorry.
do that when you're 23, it turns out.
Yeah.
You're
It
like,
might not be a
You're being
great
mean.
idea, but you're allowed to do it.
Well,
I mean,
why can't you do
Grindr would
that at
say
any
otherwise.
age? Yeah, any
Oh,
age.
true.
Yeah, you could be a player at any age, man. I've seen some people who are like 60 years old who still has game.
Honestly, though,
No, I'm
Game
not saying
or
old
money?
people don't have game. I'm saying at age 23, I made a lot of bad decisions about who I should hit on.
Hey man.
is Brigham a bad decision?
Bring him back.
Maybe if he's trying to
100%.
it is.
He's
I
got
think-
baby issues.
Oh my gosh.
She's got reverse
I love
daddy
it.
issues.
He is the daddy
yeah,
issue.
I think that's just having daddy issues when you're a daddy and you have issues, right?
yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's reverse daddy issues. See, like vice versa.
Oh my god.
I love it. Ooh,
yeah.
Quick note: Orlin took a point of stress for not indulging his vice.
Yeah.
Oh man.
How could
You really hate yourself, don't you?
Oh, Orlin is incredibly self-destructive.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, it
Always
is what it
has
is. He's
Even more so now.
it's good to let me know.
Just wait until Nadia gets her first trauma. Y'all are screwed. I've already planned it.
Oh no, what
great.
is it?
Oh, great.
Nope, it's a surprise.
That's the way it should be.
And I'm sure you can all tell Brigham has been making nothing but good decisions for his health, both mentally and physically, as we've progressed through this game.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah,
100%.
holding onto the body of your
Can-
comatose
do
slash
you need-
maybe dead child.
What?
Super good for your mental health.
Yeah, great. And then you'll
Water?
then you can get a replacement child.
Very
Oh.
quickly, actually.
Yeah, I'll get the fire extinguisher for you.
I'm thinking like one of you becomes a drug addict, right? At one point now, Jen. I mean, like trauma
Which
doesn't
one of
have.
us would be the drug addict?
No, I'm just
I'm
joking.
interested.
Like, but the trauma doesn't have to be whatever it lays out in the book too. You can make your own trauma, right? Like if just that was an example. Wait, is being addicted to drugs a trauma in this game?
I
No,
think-
that's usually covered by Vice, I think. But you could
Yeah.
always choose that as a trauma that isn't already described. Like, just make your own. Be like,
Yeah,
addicted.
I mean, well, vice can be like
Yeah.
recreational drugs, right? But addiction will be a hindrance to the crew. If it's like it's one thing like if you just after a long day you light up a bowl or something like and being severely addicted to heroin. Those
Right,
are
but I
two
think
different things.
I think that Vice is already what that's supposed to be, which is why it's such a big deal, right? Like, because Orlin didn't get to do his Vice, so he got more stressed out, and that just describes what addiction is. You know
Yeah,
what I
that's
mean?
fair.
Like, if like because Brigham hasn't taken his trauma yet. As soon as he has one, if he is not, and I would guess that the trauma I would take with Brigham right now would be obsessed, right? So like, if he does not get to deal with his obsession, he will take trauma, which is right next to addiction. And like, so vices aren't just like your happy fun time in this game. It's like what your character needs to not be miserable because you are
Sounds
living
like
a
happy
crazy
fun time
life.
for Jupiter, though. Literally
Happy
just
fun
eating
time.
flower crowns.
What a
Yeah,
great,
so
what a great vice. Making
that's a good
flower
point.
crowns.
I don't really mean like the condition would be
Addicted.
like addicted, right? Like, cause then there's no like emotional component to addiction. It would probably be more like well, like I guess unstable, right? Like you would be severely
Oh,
unstable or vicious because you're not getting your drug type of thing. I guess
yeah.
that's what I'm trying to
Yeah.
play to.
Yeah, no, that kind of makes sense.
But what I'm trying to say is like it doesn't have to be what's laid out as like a trauma. It's just something like a bad trait, like a bad character trait to have. Like you could. I mean, I don't know if all these traumas really go through all the whole entire spectrum, but just letting you guys know, you can make up your own stuff.
Though it might be worth asking, how can Jupiter lose her vice purveyor?
They
Sorry, their vice purveyor. My bad.
maybe they
They
plucked all
run
the
out of
flowers.
grass and flowers.
Goodbye, flowers.
Goodbye, flowers. They've picked all the flowers in the vicinity. They have to wait for them to grow again.
Yeah, we'll see. I mean, yeah, I don't say like I don't imagine that vice is like purely something that's well, I guess the meaning of vice is that, but I guess the meaning of vice is something like you do that's probably not good for you. But we shouldn't have like a pigeonhole and say like it's always got to be a bad thing.
I mean, it could be
Yeah.
like just described as like ignoring your problems, which is also an unhealthy way to cope.
Sure.
Yeah.
So-
Ignore your problems, make flower crowns, everything's fine.
All those people died because of us. It's okay.
so is like if Jupiter gets a trauma, are you going to go? Ah, man, soft is probably the best one I could think of. Like that's such a fun one to do for I don't know Brigham.
He's gonna start adopting everyone he sees.
or or paranoid might be fun too. But yeah, my whole point was
I want to see Jupiter become vicious.
yeah, that's so
Ooh, that'd be
true.
fun.
Oh, that would be a good one. We should roll for these. Ah, no,
I don't know what
well,
that
you
means.
No
Vicious-
rolling for those.
all right, Jupiter. Vicious or Dammy. Vicious means you seek out opportunities to hurt people, even for no good reason.
I mean, Jupiter already does that, but okay.
Whoa.
I've not yet to see that, but yeah.
There was no reason to kill the dude, but they still wanted to.
Hey, see, there we go.
Which dude?
The
Smith?
guy that we killed.
Yeah.
Also, there was no reason to kill that
I thought
woman
it was
and
the
take her
lady
coin
killed.
earlier either, but they
No,
still
no,
did.
they're talking about the with the dude, right? The
The detective
Like,
guy in
Brigham
the,
was
in the
absolutely
basement.
right. We didn't need to kill him, but Jupiter was like, I want to.
Oh, okay, yeah, the person back at in the basement.
Yeah.
Well,
well, no, I think
I-
that was a good. That was a logical decision to make, though. I would have said my character would have said the same thing if I was in your shoes. Like, you have to kill this guy.
Okay, but we didn't say it for the same reasons.
That's true.
True.
Jupiter was really just like, I want to kill this dude. We caught
would
him,
love-
we kill him.
But there was a good reason. In my opinion, though, Jupiter brought up really good points where like this guy is gonna come back and haunt us if we don't
And that
kill
was
him.
just reasons for people to say what I want.
Oh, okay. Okay, so so Jupiter is actually like a killer. All right.
I mean, they just killed him, but okay.
Yeah. Okay. Makes sense.
Just quick before we go, can we run down people who have and people who have not killed people on this crew? I'm just curious.
so
Orlin
far,
was killed.
Like before this game?
Before we played, Orlin killed somebody.
Yeah.
I don't think
more than
Nadia
one
ever
person.
killed anybody. I think she was more of just a messenger and like person to be on the inside to hear what they needed.
To be honest, Nadia still hasn't really killed anybody, right?
Yeah, no, she doesn't. She
I
doesn't like
disagree with
to.
that. I disagree with that.
The
I
the
think
terrorist
Nadia
She is
attack
not
will
thing.
admit
active.
that
She is not
killed anybody.
active. She is not actively
It's
killed anybody.
it's different when you're part of a plan and you were just a pawn in it, and you actually take somebody's life with your own hands. I think that's that's the differentiator, right? Is that the differentiator? I don't know.
Yeah,
But
I feel like
okay.
that is. She was a part of a plan that got people. She did not pull a trigger and kill someone intentfully.
But Orlin has.
Orlin has killed multiple people.
Oh shit.
I mean,
Okay.
we saw him kill one. You know of another person, and then we made canonical another person. So at
Yeah.
least 3 people.
Okay. All right. So Orlin has killed. Nadia has not. I don't know about Alex. I mean, he's a hound. You
Yeah.
shoot guns for a living.
I'm sure Alex, like, before he came to the secret brew, he like killed a few people, but he did kill that one guy in the ball, the guard guy. So
Oh yeah, you did. Oh shit.
yeah, I killed him.
Oh
Yeah.
god. Well. Okay.
Did Brigham kill someone?
No, Brigham's never killed anybody.
Dang.
Which is still true.
Still true.
You know, in a sense, in a way.
I like
Yeah,
how the
how-
two
if-
people
it
who
is
have
much
been
as-
yelling at each other about killing people are the two people who haven't killed anybody.
Yeah, the 2 only people who haven't.
Just saying.
Yeah, no, I wanted that. I liked setting up Brigham and Nadia as foils for each other.
I love it.
So, what about Jupiter?
Jupiter, like literally, a child has killed multiple people. Would do it again.
Wait, Jupiter has
Has
killed
killed
multiple people?
I'm sorry. Do you just go around telling your crew to kill someone for fun for the first time ever?
That's fair. That's a good point.
No, I was just wondering. Has Jupiter killed multiple people?
Yes.
Oh god. Damn.
So the only 2
You
people.
saw what people were saying to them when they first came to Duskwall in the time with Nadia. So.
Okay.
You think they just like let them be mean?
No, that makes
Okay.
sense.
All right. Cool.
Only
Thanks.
2 people here haven't pulled the trigger before.
I didn't pull a trigger. I don't use guns.
That was-
It would be
more
funny
figure speed.
if Jensen's character Alex was like the nicest bounty hunter in the world. Never killed a
Sorry,
single
buddy,
person.
Looks like I gotta kill you.
Just like Batman, who refuses to kill anybody, even though you have guns.
It's like, I can't. I really can't. I can't.
I just,
Sorry.
it would be so hard.
No, Alex is just twinking his way through the world, causing daddy issues.
Twinking his way through the
No,
That's
sorry,
Whoa.
the best. That is the best.
That is so good. Twinking his way through the world.
Oh man,
I mean, he has to.
These
he
are
has to get
some
here
fat
somehow.
moods being told.
I know. For real, like
I
what?
love it.
I mean, it worked on Brigham, so
You know, I would have expected the oldest person in the group to have killed and the youngest not to, but it's like the other way around.
Yeah, because in my eyes, I'm seeing Brigham is like a functional member of society. He has a job. He has, like a house. He
need a
probably
job.
pays taxes.
Had a child.
Well, no, it's a job, not child. But yeah, and he
Don't
he
say
had a
no.
child, right? Like he probably
Yeah,
pays
no.
taxes.
He had a family. Yeah, is
You
a
know,
person.
and
Had a
then
life.
Brigham's
And then
just
we
trying
have-
to be a good dude, and it's very difficult.
Yeah, I love how you're trying to be a good dude by joining a criminal organization.
well,
I did kind of. Well, I didn't trick him into doing it. I was very straightforward with it. But I definitely knew that people were probably going to die and just didn't mention it.
We be doing crimes here, though.
this big
We be
crime.
doing
But
crime.
that was big crime, though, right? Like
He was ready to blow up
Yeah,
a
well,
floor to
sometimes
get out
when
of
you're
somewhere. I
trying
think
to
he's aware
bring
of
your
his
daughter
crimes.
back from the dead, you gotta do some crime.
right. But I'm
Yeah.
pretty sure Brigham didn't really expect it to be like blow up an entire mansion full of people crime,
No,
right?
it was more just steal something.
right? Like
Sure.
steal. But that's
Yeah.
probably why he was so pissed off when, people actually died.
Well, it was also that he kept warning people, hey, a bunch of people are about to die. We should think about that. And it felt to Brigham like everyone was like, yeah, sure, people are going to die, whatever. As
I
something
mean,
that
it was
not...
what Jupiter was saying. I don't know about the others.
How many people? Oh, okay, whatever.
Wait, am I gonna? No. Okay, I'm.
Am I dying? No. Okay.
Oh, we gonna die? Okay, good.
It only became a problem when Nox got involved.
Really though.
As soon as the dog is in trouble, that's when it's an issue.
That was the best moment when you guys all realized that Nox was still in the basement. Everyone was like, "No, no, Nox!"
Oh, my baby.
We should have told Alex to tell him to leave before we left.
Never did it.
We just
It's
waited too
okay.
long, and then we waited to get there to tell him to leave.
Well, can he technically talk to Nox telepathically? He could have
could.
told Nox.
He could.
Yeah.
But based on the fiction, I feel like it all happened too fast for him to be like.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I think I had the Orlin in my arms, dragging him
Yeah.
into the door.
Why
You
wasn't Brigham the one doing it? He's bigger.
I think because
Brigham
he
was
had
also down
paw-
too,
he had
right?
the paw.
No, he had the paw.
Yeah, I think he
He
was
had the
in
paw.
shock.
No, Natia had the paw.
Right, but
Nadia
were-
had the paw because she took it away from Brigham.
yeah.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah,
I have memories.
I don't know.
But yeah, that was a hell of a dude. That was a crazy intense session. You guys were going at each other. What the fuck? I love it. That was awesome.
I live for the angst.
But the thing is, it kind of all tied up again at the end, which was really nice and pleasant. And
Yeah, I mean, that's where the good
Yeah,
shit
and then
is.
there's just Jupiter in the background sweating because people are getting adopted. I'm younger than this bitch. Am I getting adopted? Probably not, because they look too weird.
Well, I don't know if Alex is getting adopted. Alex
Alex is adopted. It's official. Brigham is like
Alex just
son.
got a
but
room,
wait, how old
Jesus.
is Calliope? Calliope?
Cal?
No, well,
7,
her
right?
her name
Calliope.
Calliope. Fuck, I couldn't
Calliope.
say it right.
Yeah,
Calliope.
Unless you're in New Orleans and then it's Calliope. But, she was 5 when she got put in suspended animation. I don't know how old she would be now.
Dude, how is Alex going to sleep in her room, dude? The bed is going to be like half his size.
I don't know about you, but I've had the same bed since I was 5, okay? And it's
Oh, really?
normal
Your
bed.
parents put you in like a like a queen or twin size bed when you're 5? Okay,
no, it's a
never mind.
normal bed, normal
I-
one-person bed.
Yeah, I can sleep in my son's bed right now.
Oh,
Who buys their kids mini beds that they're gonna have to throw away and buy a new one afterwards? Buy a big one and they can grow into it.
well, I don't know.
Money.
I don't know how it works. I slept on the floor when I was no. But yeah, good night, Kendo. Yeah, with that, we'll end for tonight. I thank you all for playing.
Fun playing with you. Good night.
See you guys.
Bye.
Good night.
Good night,
But yeah,
everybody.
I won't be here next week to sing. But yeah.
Oh
No.
yeah, fuck. We'll decide
Sorry.
what to do on the chat. Don't worry about it, Alex. Or
Yeah, I'll
Jensen.
talk to you about
Don't
it.
worry about it.
Yeah.
All right.
Mhm.
Cool. See you guys.
Awesome.